All right, I think we're Gucci. Ha! I think we're Gucci. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, here we go. What? What? Good morning. What is cooking? Good looking. Don't get shooken. It's good to see you. My name is Wet Willie. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit. And today is like any other day. We get assets that cash flow. Good morning! Oh my gosh, let's get after it. Let's go learn how to find foreclosures. We're going to talk a lot about foreclosures today. If you're new here, my name is Willis Wedius. We go live all the time. We learn how to get assets that produce profit. This is not rocket surgery. I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the game. If you've never been here before, it's nice to meet you. My name is Will. I'm in Austin, Texas. We talk about asset acquisition. An asset, by definition, is something that puts money in your pocket that doesn't require you to be there. So this can be a rental property, it can be a self-storage, it can be a laundromat, it can be a lot of things. We also talk about an emphasis on tax savings. Since taxes is by far your greatest expense, we're going to find ways to pull down your greatest expense, use that tax savings to then go out there and buy assets. So if you're new here, good morning. That's what we talk about all the time, and today's no different. So let's get after it. Good to see you. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday! We got so much to cover and not enough time to do it, so let's get into it. The name of the game is very simple. You take a portion of what you earn, your job, your business, you take a portion of your profit, your income, you save and stash that cash. You get that cash ready. I'm going to teach you a framework in a minute. It's called the Freedom 5 Framework: Safety, Liquidity, Rate of Return, Taxation, Fees. That helps you evaluate all the different places that you could put cash, helps you to have a thought process on that. So when you stack and save your cash, you're getting that money ready to go out there and buy assets. An asset, by definition, is something that produces profit, like I said, doesn't require your time. So you go out there and you find a rental property, you find a multifamily, you find a self-storage, whatever you're into. You take the cash, you save the cash, you get it ready, you buy the asset kicks off profit, rinse, wash, repeat until you're financially free. Come over here and let me walk you through what this looks like visually. The game is not complicated. It's a really simple process. We buy assets, those assets produce passive income. The passive income, when greater than expenses, you're financially free. So good morning. Oh my gosh, we have so much room to cover. And then we're going to get into, I might have 2 self-storage properties to look at, maybe some foreclosure. We might do some zip code stuff too, like we did the other day. So really simple. We buy assets. An asset, by definition, is something that produces passive income. Passive income is income that doesn't require you to be there. We're going to break this down a little bit deeper. But how do I know when I'm financially free? When the passive income is greater than my expenses. So if my personal living expenses, good morning, if my personal living expenses are $5,000 a month, and I go out there and I buy an asset that gives me money, I just need to cover the $5,000 a month and then I'm financially free. So let's brainstorm this and then we'll go evaluate some deals live right now. In the comments below, let me know, what are some examples of assets? Good morning. What are some examples of assets that we can buy that produce income that don't require us to be there? I'll kick us off. Real estate is one example. What are other asset types? Good morning. What are other asset types? Let me know in the chat. Good morning. Now remember, an asset by definition is something that produces income that doesn't require us to be there. So what are other examples of assets? Do you have any ideas? And then we'll evaluate some. We're going to jump up to Dallas County in a minute, go look at foreclosures. William! Amber J, my girls have a candy business, candy machine. Oh, let's go. Amber, where are you at and what kind is it? Is it like the 25 cents you turn the dial? Good morning, Devin. Devin, I've got something for you this morning. Amber, what kind of vending machine is it? Oh my gosh, I love it. Jennifer in Delaware, her 2 young girls, they have like the traditional vending machine, you know, with like the little spiral things, you put money in it. They're crushing it, they're crushing it. But the candy machine, so like the gumball vending machine, same kind of thing. Is that what you're doing? Either way, that's awesome. So vending machine, think about this. How many of you have kids and you want your kids to start learning about money? Type K in the chat. How many of you have children or kids and you want them to begin learning about money, assets, things like that? 50 cents, 8 candies at a pizza place. Oh, what? That's amazing. Oh my, I have so many questions for you. Will you message me or email me? I'd love to find out how you got started, like what you did. How old are they and are they loving it? Like, do they love it so much? Oh, hey, Mom, can we go check on the vending machine? Hey, while we're here, can we get some pizza? I mean, just like, we're here. We might as well just, I would love that so much. I'm going to do that. Good morning. Hey, good morning. If you're new here, my name is Will. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit. 11 and 7. Let's go. Okay, we're going to talk about this with what Amber's doing. We'll talk about what Jennifer's doing in Delaware, Jeffrey's doing, even Larissa in Los Angeles. She's placing vending machines. Brilliant strategy. We'll talk about this in a minute. Let's kind of finish this point. Then we'll jump over to, if you have kids like Devin, what can I do to get them involved in the game, talk about money, have these kind of conversations. I used to run a program called Cashflow for Kids. It was a summer camp thing that we did. Maybe we'll bring it back and do it again. But anyway, here's the point. We buy assets. Those assets produce passive income. If you want to get financially free, pay attention. Good morning, Pop and Deep. Good morning, Melissa. Hold on. Before we get too deep, in the comments below, let me know, where are you at? What part of the country are you in? Good morning. My name is Wet Willie. I'm in Austin, Texas. Where's everybody tuning in from? Good morning, Melissa. Wait, Melissa, is your username Connecticut and California Photography? Is that what that is? I'm in Connecticut today. Are you in either one of those two places? New York, let's go Pop and Deep. New Hampshire, good morning. Good morning, Connecticut. What's up, 2 Live Drew? Good morning, Sunshine. Good to see you. Okay, we got Connecticut. We got New Hampshire in here. New York, Virginia. We've got Virginia. I'm in Texas. Any other states we need to talk about? I'll show you how to find assets in your state in just a minute. But let me know what state you're in. Good morning. St. Charles, Missouri. Let's go, St. Charles. Good morning. Okay, so we're covering the ground. Good morning, Paula. Paula's in Massachusetts, she's in Boston. It's very expensive. If it's too expensive where you live, guess what she does? She buys in Mississippi. Brilliant. We've got Texas. All right, so let's finish this point. The name of the game, how do I retire without waiting until I expire? We buy assets. Those assets produce passive income. Good morning, Mesa, Arizona. The passive income, when greater than expenses, you're financially free. We can start with real estate. We can get vending with our children. That's awesome. We can go out there and buy RV parks, parking lots. We can get into multifamily. We can buy self-storage. We can start laundromats. Our girl, Kristen, in Houston, Texas, is renovating a laundromat right now. Good morning. I'm in a state of shock. Good morning, Richard. Good to see you, Sunshine. So if I have an asset, really quick, pop quiz. If I have an asset, regardless of what the asset is, and that asset gives me $1,000 a month in profit, how many assets do I need to cover my $5,000 a month in expenses? Good morning. Willie, I love that you're coming on earlier these days. I do my best. We got things to do. We got to get her done. Good morning. Good morning. But then the problem is I stayed the same time, so I'm still here for like 3 or 4 hours. I got to lock in. How many assets do I need until I'm financially free? Let me know in the chat. Devin, what's an ideal time for you? She's like 5:29. I'm like, oh. In the comments below, let me know. If I have an asset that gives me $1,000 a month in profit and my personal living expenses are $5,000 a month, how many assets do I need? Let me know in the chat, in the comments down below. How many assets do I need until I'm financially free? And then we're going to break down how we do this. Does it take me 50 years to retire? Do I have to do it at 75? How many assets do I need? 5. 5 assets. It has nothing to do with time. Everybody and their mama is asking the question when they play the game of traditional financial planning, which is 401k, IRA, Roth IRA, whatever. The name of the game they're playing is they ask themselves the question, how many years until I can retire? Not here. What we ask ourselves is how many assets must I acquire? That's the game. Good morning. Come over here. If you want to retire without waiting until you're 157 years old, we buy assets that cash flow, and the cycle is very similar. You take a portion of what you earn, you save and stack that cash, you get the cash ready. You find assets. Those assets kick off profit. Rinse, wash, repeat until you're financially free. The game is not complicated. It is quite simple. How many of you want to look at an asset live right now? Type A in the chat for asset. Type A in the comments for asset. Maybe we'll go look at one. We'll analyze it live. We'll do it live. Just type A in the chat for asset. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys or like the state of Virginia. Did you know I used to teach a training on tax savings, and in that training I used to teach about inflation and how that affected stuff. Did you know the state of Virginia? True story. Okay, then we'll get to assets. The state of Virginia at one point in time let you pay your taxes with tobacco. Did you know this? True story. Hit the Googs. Let me know. So the state of Virginia would let you pay with tobacco, like tobacco leaves. What do you think happened when people realized a plant counted as currency? What do you think happened to the tobacco industry? Let me know in the chat, and we'll pull up. What? Yeah, true story. Give it a Googs. What do you think happened to the tobacco industry? What would you do if you knew you could pay your bills? Good morning! If you could pay your bills with tobacco leaves, what would you be doing today? Would you slide by Home Depot or Lowe's, grab some fertilizer, turned into a business? Yeah, so what happened is it caused inflation. So I'd be growing it. Oh, yeah, I got a tobacco farm in the backyard. Come on. And that's exactly what happened. So like when I teach that principle, when I teach that stuff, everybody and their mama starts growing tobacco. Well, then tobacco becomes useless because inflation, it floods the market. Now there's so much currency, because tobacco at that point in time counted as currency. There's so much tobacco in the market that it means nothing anymore. Or it costs way more to buy the same stuff. Well, Virginia quickly woke up and was like, wait a minute, this was a dumb idea. And they changed that law. So anyway, good to know. All right, let's get into foreclosures. Let me teach you some of the game, some of the concepts of how we buy assets. A little side note, some of the game of how we buy assets that produce profit. And let's understand first and foremost, before I show you how to find foreclosures, let me teach you why fundamentally this can be a smart idea for you if you're into that kind of thing. Good morning. Foreclosures. Okay, so let's understand this. Let's say that somebody buys a house. If they buy a house and they make the minimum payment on their house for 30 years, and it's a 30-year mortgage, what is their account balance after 30 years? Let me know in the comments. Not a trick question. It's not a trick question. If somebody buys a house and they make the minimum payment on their house for 30 years, and it's a 30-year mortgage, after 30 years, what is their account balance? Let me know that number in the comments. Good morning, Daniel. If you're new here, my name is Will. I go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit with an emphasis on maximizing tax savings. Good morning, Pedro. Great to see you. Popping deep. What is the mortgage? If you make the minimum payment on the mortgage of the house you buy after 30 years on a 30-year mortgage, it goes to zero. Everybody in the comments type 0. This is a fundamental core. You need the interest rate and loan amount. No, I don't. It's $11 billion is the loan amount, and the interest rate is $11 billion. They got a 30-year mortgage. They make 360 payments. There was requirement of 360 payments. What is the account balance? 0. Now that we got that figured out, what happens if this person gets foreclosed on? For a variety of different reasons. Let's say they don't pay their HOA bills. That can escalate into a foreclosure. Let's say they don't pay their property taxes. That can escalate, so on and so forth. What if we find this foreclosure at year 15? Wait a minute. What? Is the debt higher or lower? Type H for high, type L for low. Is the debt... Good morning, Daniel. I appreciate you. Happy to be here, happy to help. Is it higher or lower? 15 years in, does the debt higher or lower? What does it look like? Much lower. This is how foreclosures work. They get foreclosed on for whatever reason. The remaining debt, if I find it at 15 years, is there. The opening bid. What are we learning today? Foreclosures. Good morning. If you're new here, my name is Will. It's nice to meet you. If you want to buy assets at Cashflow, tap on the follow button somewhere up here. Are we laundering money? No, we earn it the right way. Good morning. Lock in. Lock in. Good morning. If you can't earn it the right way, you ain't going to keep it long. So when I go to a foreclosure auction, cancel money, man. The foreclosure auction, this is going to be the opening bid. So the bank is going to take over. The lender is going to take over the asset. Then they're going to auction it off. The lender gets first bid. So if this house that's getting foreclosed on, the loan is being held by, say, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Mr. Cooper, Rocket Mortgage, they get first bid. Then you and I have the opportunity to bid next. Well, over that exact same time period, 15 years, the debt has been going down. Over that exact same time period, is it fair to say that after 15 years, real estate prices went up? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Do you think the value of this home after 15 years went up? Y for yes in the comments, N for no. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, sunshine. Good to see you. Good morning, good morning. Devin says yes, yes, yes. It's very likely. So that the value goes up. So let's say we go to auction, the JP Morgan National Banks. Bids, right here. We bid right after them. Boom. Going once, going twice, sold to us. This is what you pay for a foreclosure. This is what it's worth. The difference between these two numbers is called profit. Everybody in the comments, type P in the chat for profit if you understand this example. Before we get into it, what we're going to do next after you type P in the chat is I'm going to teach you how to find and evaluate foreclosures live right now. Oh, good morning. Honestly, no, it's 15 years. I don't know what you said. I missed it. Type it again if you want me to read it. P, that's the name of the game. The value of foreclosures is you can have profit from day one. We find this through analysis, that's called due diligence, before we spend any money. Talk P to me. Come on, baby. I tried to, Sarah. She said, that's a mouthful. Hey. So this is where the value lies. If I bid it down here and I own it for what it's worth up here, that's profit from day one. So I'm going to teach you how to find and evaluate foreclosures live right now. If you want me to help you, type whatever state you're in right now. Where are you at? My name is Will. I'm in Texas. We've got Michigan in the house. Good morning, Michigan. We've got Virginia here. Good morning, Virginia. But where are you from? Come over here. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. We're going to walk through how to find and evaluate foreclosures. Good morning, Florida, Colorado, New Jersey. Dallas is not a state, but it's a state of mind. Good morning, Dallas, Texas. New Jersey, Tennessee. Let's do Georgia. Good morning, Daniel Tiger. Jamaica, Iriman. We Iriman. Jamaica's a countryman. Victoria, Australia. Good eye, mate. Good eye. Maryland. Good morning, Maryland. Good to see you. All right, let's go through the 5 steps. What are the 5 steps that I need to follow in order to find and evaluate foreclosures no matter where you live? You ready? You ready? Uganda, North Carolina. Let's go, Julie. Good morning. North Carolina is such a beautiful state. I visited there this summer. Beautiful. I'm going back. It's so nice. I didn't have enough time there. I'm in China. Massachusetts. Okay, so how do I find foreclosures in 5 steps or less? Let's get into it. Step number 1. You've already completed this step, whether you realize it or not. You're going to go to the internets and you're going to type in, hey, Mr. Internet Man, who maintains property records in my state? You're going to go ask the Googs. You're going to go ask the Bings. I don't recommend the Bings. You're going to go ask the internet, who maintains property records in the Carolinas? Who maintains property records in Georgia? Who maintains property records in Texas? What you're looking for is who by law is required in your state to maintain and keep track of all property transactions. I tried multiple times and get outbid swimming with sharks these days. Amber, in Missouri, are you going to the foreclosure auctions? I'll show you some of the stuff that you can do on this. And in some markets, you're going to compete with big players like Real Estate Investment Trust. We'll talk about this, of how you can counter this thing. But here we go. So to find foreclosures in 5 steps or less, go to the internet, search who maintains property records in Missouri. Then once you get your answer back, that's going to be your source of information. So for me in the state of Texas, I search who maintains, what are we asking again? I'm taking notes. Good morning, J Maldi 3. Who maintains property records in Texas? Everybody in the chat say, who? Who maintains property records in Texas? Who maintains property records in Georgia? Who maintains property records? The principle you need to understand is somebody by law is in charge of keeping all these property transactions. Who maintains property records in Texas? That, when I get my answer back, is going to be my source. Let's go, J Maldi. For me in the state of Texas, that's the county clerk's office. So then I go to the county clerk's office. That's the source of information. That's the legal responsibility of where the property records are going to be. So then I go there. Same with Massachusetts. Let's go. You're bidding with big funds. So what if we can't buy in this market? Does this market the only one that produces profit? Nancy, no, Richard, no, don't bring her up. Don't bring up Nancy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then I go to my source. That's the county clerk's office. When I get to the source, I'm going to look for the list of foreclosures. I'm teaching you in 5 steps or less how to find and evaluate foreclosures. If you're new here and you want to hang out with us and learn how to buy assets that cash flow, we go live all the time. Just tap on the follow button somewhere up here. But don't mention Nancy. Who maintains property records in your state? Go to that source. When you get to the source, look for the list. Let's go. Should we look at a deal right now? Yes or no? What do you want to do? You tell me, boss. Yes or no? Type Y for yes, type N for no. What do you want to do? Come here. Just let me know. Should we? Yes. Should we do it live right now? Hazel. Good morning, Hazel. Edwin. I want a D. Yo, what? Yes, do it. Do it. Okay, all right. So check this out. Let's go to the internets. We're going to do it live. And then, how many of you want to use our handy dandy property analyzer software to evaluate if it's going to produce cash flow? You say assets. Are you including auto and other assets other than homes? For sure. An asset, by definition, is something that produces income that doesn't require our time. I'm going to teach you a little bit more of this in just a second. So stay with me, Cruz. Good morning. I'm going to teach you a little bit more in just a second. Then we'll come back and use our software to analyze if it's going to cash flow better as a long-term rental, a mid-term rental, a short-term rental. We're going to pull data directly from Airbnb for a short-term, directly from the market on mid-term rentals, and then directly from the market on a long-term rental to determine where the highest profit is. We're going to go through that. But first, let's go here. I'm going to go to the internet and I'm going to teach you exactly what I do. We're going to test. I just taught you in 5 steps or less how to find and evaluate foreclosures. So in my state of Texas, yeehaw, who maintains property records? I don't know. So I go and find out. The answer is the county clerk. So now let's go to the county clerk's office and let's search for foreclosures. All right, so let's jump to Dallas County. All I'm going to do is the same thing. I go to the Googs and I search Dallas County Clerk. We're testing live right now if what I teach you actually works. We're going to find foreclosures live. Dallas County Clerk. Let's see. Look, it looks like I've been here before. Dallas County Clerk. Boop, boop. You ready? I'm at the Dallas County Clerk website. There's my man, John. Everybody say, hi, John. Hi, John. Richard. Shh. Don't tell him. Does anybody see a button on this page that might have information we would be interested in? If you see the button, type F in the chat. No, Lucky John. Yeah. Hi, John. Hi, John. Does anybody see a button, I don't know, that may have something we could be interested in? If you see it, type F in the comments. Richard. They don't need to know. They don't need to know my business. Anybody? What? Oh, wow. Look at this. Now, I want you to, a little side note. If you're trying to find a list of foreclosures in your area, and it's not this obvious, I want you to understand principle number 1 about wealth building. The more difficult the task, the less competition there will be. We love problems. Why? Because professional problem solvers get paid in profit. So if you want some profit, seek problems. Anytime you come across a problem, reframe your thinking. To, oh man, why me? To go, ooh, me. That's where they reserve the profit. So if it's not this easy to locate, the competition diminishes and you can find assets that cash flow. But we're going to go in here, we're going to tap it, we're going to find it. Just don't tap it live. So look at this. Find foreclosure notices. We be eating problems, baby, for breakfast. Let's go. Find foreclosure notices. Look at this. Will you look at this? Will you look at this? Thank you. Needed to hear that, Lucky P. I got you, baby. We love some problems. You can, okay, can I give you some money mindset? Just a little side note, 30 seconds or less. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Especially for you, Lucky P, and me. I need to hear it too. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Can I give you some money mindset? Yes? All right, come here, check this out. One of my favorite definitions of entrepreneurship is when you accept, an entrepreneur is somebody that accepts responsibility for other people's problems. I want you to think about it for a second. How many of you have a cup of coffee in your hand? Type C in the chat for coffee. Or you have tea. Type T in the chat. How many of you have whiskey? You have a problem. That's what you have. You have a problem, okay? We need to talk to a doctor or something. Coffee. Okay, so I want you to know that you have a cup of coffee in your hand. Somebody along your line of your journey decided to solve your problem. You woke up this morning and you were like, I need a cup of coffee. Some entrepreneur went out there and accepted responsibility for your problem. And they said, I will solve their problem. I will make sure that they have a cup of coffee. Whether that means you made your own coffee at home and you bought beans and a coffee machine, whether you went to a coffee shop, I want you to think about the other side of that equation. You got a cup of coffee for $3, for $2, for $5, for $9. Some of you get extra whip and extra drizzle. What are you doing in the morning? And it's like $13 for a cup of coffee, regardless. Somebody on the other side of that opened a coffee shop. They took on all the risk. They signed a 5-year lease, triple net leasing. They take on all that risk. Maybe they signed a personal guarantee that if the business crashes, they can come after their personal stuff. That's a lot of risk to make sure that you have a cup of coffee in the morning. An entrepreneur is somebody that accepts responsibility for other people's problems. If you want to get money, if you want to build wealth, you have to move past your own problems. And you have to start accepting responsibility for other people's problems. Whenever you get past yourself, you are no longer selfish. You can't say that. I can't say that. I can say that. I can say that. Stop being selfish and start accepting responsibility for other people's problems. This is how you build wealth. When you solve other people's problems, you get profit and you build wealth. Cool? Good morning. All good things in life come to those who solve other people's problems. I love you. Good morning. All right, okay, we're out. I want you to think about that. Just reframe your mind anytime you meet problems. I want problems. Give me all the problems. Good morning. Okay, so we're looking at foreclosures. In case you're new here and you're just dropping in, you're going, what on earth is happening right now? My name is Wet Willie. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit with an emphasis on tax savings. If you want to hang out with us every day, just come up here and tap on the follow button. I go live all the time. Right now, what we're looking at is a foreclosure in Dallas, Texas. This is in Dallas County. This is at the Dallas County auction. This is what it looks like. To recap some of the stuff that we just covered, these are the 5 steps you've got to walk through to find and evaluate foreclosures no matter where you live. Good morning, Pink Freckles. Happy to help. So go to the internet, search who maintains property records in your state. Go to the source, the county clerk. That's where I'm at. I found the list and the actual document that is announcing, hear ye, a live foreclosure. Now that I found the document, what do I do with it? There's information on that document. We're going to go look at it in a second. The information that we need to find, it's the same information that Sarah Gibbons looks for first thing in the morning. When Sarah Gibbons, she's in the comments right now, when she wakes up first thing in the morning, and there's drool all over. Like, is she okay? What is the first thing that she looks for when she wakes up in the morning? Type the first letter in the comments. Don't type the full word. It's 4 letters, but what's the first letter? When Sarah Gibbons wakes up in the morning, what is she looking for? What is she reaching for? Where is it? Give it to me. Does anybody know? Richard knows. It's the D. Everybody in the chat, type D. D, on my mind, day, night. I need some D. So, not me. I'm reading her comments. That was not me. No. She typed it. She's looking for the D. Everybody in the comments, type D in the chat. What does Sarah Gibbons look for first thing in the morning? The D. Where is it? How do I get it? Somebody give it to me. Anybody? Well, okay, mostly. So it's 4 letters. She's looking for we're going to look for something similar, but not the same thing. We're going to look for the debt. The debt, that's what yes, where is the debt? I don't know what the opening bid on this foreclosure is going to be. In order for me to find it, I need to find the debt. Cool? She found the D and she's disappointed. Good morning. So when I find the foreclosure announcement, hear ye, we have thy foreclosure. I'm looking for the debt amount. So let's see. In the comments, can you see the debt amount? If you see the debt amount, will you just type, debt. Will you type it in the chat? Let me know. Sucks in Canada that foreclosed houses are forced to be sold at fair market value by law. That's not the only reason that it sucks to be Canada. It's not the only reason. Did you know that capital gains tax rate in Canada? Let's guess together. What is the capital gains tax rate in Canada? $117,000 is the debt. We're going to take that number in just a second, Dina. What is the capital gains tax rate in Canada? So if you invest and you make $100,000 in profit, what percentage of that profit do you have to share with the Canadian government? 50%. Oh! I know of no government that deserves half of my profit. Isn't that crazy? What a great scheme. You take on all the risk, you deal with all the bad stuff, and if you make profit, I get half. Are you kidding me? True story. Hit the Googs and let me know. Now, on this one, we found $117,000 of debt. This could likely be the opening bid of the foreclosure auction. If you're in a judicial state, it's going to require a lawsuit. Attorney fees could be attached to that. If you're in a non-judicial state, which does not require a lawsuit, you may not have attorney fees associated with it. But the opening information that we have is $117,000. Now, the only thing that I know is the debt amount. I found the D. But I don't know if I should buy it. So let me ask you, if I've got good D, what do I want to pair that with? What's the first letter? Let me know in the comments. What do I want to pair that with? So original principal is debt. How do we find what's been paid? Daniel, we're going to get to that next. Good morning. What am I looking for? What's the first letter? Let me know in the chat. Man, Devin is on it. Doggone it. She knows exactly what goes with D. What pairs well with D? Everybody in the chat, type V. Type V in the chat. What pairs well? P. P. What are they talking about? I don't know. V. Everybody type V in the chat. That DV combo. Yes. Let's spell it out. V. If I've got good D, I'm looking for the V. V. Let's say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Value. Value is what we're looking for. That's right. The value. Thank you, Amber J in Missouri. Value. What is it worth? What is it worth? I don't know. We need to go find out. So I found the debt. This is going to be the opening bid. Now I need to go look at the value of the asset. What is it worth? Let's jump over here. Good morning. So we're looking at foreclosures live. What information? Dude, you're a genius with the letters. Man, I wish you could have talked to my kindergarten teacher. That was the toughest 3 years of my life, and I was trying to tell her. I was like, dude, I know the letters. I don't know them in the right order, but I know the letters. Come on, man. What is this, a DUI stop? Just put me in first grade already. Anyway, thank you for the compliment. It's a little late, but anyway, I'm going to put it on my resume. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Good morning, Brett. Good morning. So I found the foreclosure announcement. Hear ye, hear ye. We've got it. All right, so now I'm looking for, man, is there any information, gosh, let me know, is there any information on this document that would help me determine what the value of the property might be? Because all I know is the debt at this point. Is there any information on this screen that might help me find the value of this property? Let me know in the chat if you can just think of anything that might be on the screen that maybe we could use that information to go search what the potential value of the property. The address! Are you a realtor? You're good. You're good. All right, here we go. So I'm going to take the address, and with the power of the iPad, we're going to copy and paste. And I talk all that trash, and now it's not working. Should I upgrade to a Microsoft Surface Pro? No, that's called a downgrade. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go to the internets. I'm going to paste in and search the address. We're going to go to Zillow. Now, before you get mad at me, Zillow's not the most accurate. I understand that. That's not the point, 2 to 3 minutes in evaluating the deal. The point is, I want a ballpark to determine if I should invest 2 to 3 hours. So you can look at a variety of different sources, the county appraisal district, you can call a real estate agent and pull comps. Right now, we're just going to go for speed. Look at this. Zillow says it's worth $437. Is that accurate? Probably not. Is ballpark? Probably. Estimated range? $415 to $459. Let's call it $417 for easy math. You ready? We're going to go on the low end. Call it $417. Come over here to this screen and let's walk through this. You ready? Find the A and switch it up. So if the value is $417,000, what is my potential profit? Let me know in the chat. $417,000 in value minus 117 means my potential profit is what? How big is my PP? Let me know. Amber, how big is my PP? 300, Amber says. $300,000. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is true, and the potential profit is $300,000, is that PP big enough for you? If you think that's big enough to continue, type big in the chat. If that's not big enough for you and you've seen bigger, type small in the chat. Good morning, Jason. Good morning. Jason says, sure is. Wait a minute, wrong audience. Wait a minute. Good morning. Is that big enough for you? Type big in the chat. Yes? Huge. I've been trying to tell you. Oh my gosh. Does it make sense to search the value 3 different websites, one being Zillow, and average it? Could be. We're going to get way more granular and detailed. Count me in. Sarah, jump on it. Let's jump gargantuan. If I find an asset that's got $300,000 of potential profit, I'm ready to rock. So now let's go to, if I've got zero in cash, where would I start? Let's answer some of these questions. If you're new here, my name is Will. We're evaluating foreclosures live. If you want to hang out with us every day, just come up here and tap on the follow button. But there's one more thing we have to look into. Woohoo! Let's go, Julie. There's one more thing. We found $300,000 of potential profit. I like it, but everybody type L in the comments. As a bonus step, type L. And then one of the questions was, if this is debt from 2017, what was it? Let's go here. 2010. How do I know how much debt's left on it? All that kind of stuff. And then we're going to go look for liens. Liens, lawsuits, all that kind of stuff. Let's go look for liens in a second. Now, a lien is a debt is a lien. If I hire a contractor to renovate my bathroom and I don't pay the final invoice of that bathroom remodel, then they can put a lien, they can put a debt. They go, hey, this guy owes me money. They can put that lien against my house. When I sell my house, the contractor finally gets paid. So if I'm going to buy a foreclosure, $300,000 in potential profit is not the full story until I get inventory of the liens. So where would I find this information? Well, we're going to go back to the county appraisal district or the county clerk's office and look for this through their property records. But let me show you something really quick. We're going to come back to that in a sec. If somebody got this $117,000 of debt and they purchased this in 2010, how many years ago was 2010? Almost to the day. September 1st, 2010. Let me know in the comments, how many years ago was that? Good morning. How many years ago? 16, right? What can I do with that information? How many baby mamas? Let's go, Richard. Not on this one, not on this one. But we might look at that one. 16 years. So they got it 16 years ago. When they purchased this property 16 years ago, they financed $117,000. If they did not refinance, they've paid down the debt. We're going to look for and estimate how much remaining debt is left on it if they did not refinance. Does that make sense? Type Y for yes before we go on this journey. I'm going to teach you how we can estimate how much remaining debt could be on this. Type Y for yes if that makes sense. Yes? Okay, cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to a website. It's called Mortgage News Daily, but you can just search historical mortgage rates. Same kind of thing. And I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to look at 30-year fixed mortgage rates. From what year? 16 years ago, 2010. So now I'm going to go back to 2010 on Mortgage News Daily, and we're going to go, okay, December. Okay, this is May 2011. Okay, June 2010. Oh my gosh, what is this, 1980? What the heck? Okay, it said 4 point something, but now I messed it up. Let's just refresh it. Or let's not. Or the iPad's not working now. This is what I get for talking trash about Microsoft. Okay, let's go back. Aha! A little on and off again. Okay, back here. Refresh the screen to 30 years, 2010. November 2010, 4.38, 4.3. It was a little bit higher here. Let's call it 4.5. Everybody type 4.5 in the chat. So what we're doing here is I found a foreclosure. It's from 2010. That's 16 years ago. I went back 16 years and I found what the interest rates were then. I'm going to take 4.5% interest, which is about what it was there, a little bit higher, and I'm going to take that number and estimate how much remaining debt is. So then I'm going to go to another site. You ready? I'm just going to search amortization calculator. And who now how many? Amortization calculator is how mortgages work. Let's go to amortization calculator. I'm going to plug in the original debt, which was 117, 117, 123. I'm going to do a 30-year loan. And then I'm going to plug in the interest rate, 4.5%. Then we're going to estimate, would you trust AI to give you the answer on rates and calculate it? I would trust but verify. Hey, Mr. AI man, can you give me historical interest rates and can you cite your sources? I prefer that you find 3 to 5 sources. Show me the sources that you pulled this information from. Like to protect yourself against stuff like that. For sure, absolutely. That's something that it could do because it's just going doing data recall, which is what a computer is built for. Okay, so $117,000 beginning balance. After the first year, you're so welcome. Great question. After the first year, it paid down a little bit, but a lot of it went to interest. But then how many years went by? 16 years. So we go to the 16-year mile marker. Year 16, there may only be $73,000 left on the debt. They've been making payments on the debt for 16 years. They get foreclosed for a variety of different reasons. The remaining balance could be $73,000. Does this make sense to everybody? Type Y for yes, type N for no. We're analyzing how to find and evaluate foreclosures. Right now, specifically, we're deep in it. We are looking at the remaining balance on the debt, what the opening bid might be. Yes? Okay, now come over here. Check this out. So we thought the opening bid on this property would be the remaining debt from 2010, $117,000. Might not be. Could have been paid down quite a bit. $73,000. If the opening bid is $73,000, JP Morgan National Bank bids 73 grand. We bid $74,000. We win the asset. The value is projected to be $417,000. We just found, say, another 40-ish, $35,000. So now instead of a potential profit of 300 grand, we've got a potential profit of 300 grand plus 35 grand. What? That's crazy, right? That's not all of the story. We're going to dive deeper onto this and look for liens. But these are the first 5 steps of how to find and evaluate foreclosures. If you want to take notes on this, I'm going to recap right now. In order to find a foreclosure, no matter where you live, you go to the internet and you search who maintains property records in Texas, who maintains property records in, what's the website to finding the interest rates in 2010? Derek, I use Mortgage News Daily, but I would just search historical mortgage rates. And even do 2010. Just type that in. You can probably find it directly. Mortgage News Daily is like, that's their thing. That's why I go there. But who maintains property records in Texas? Step number 1 to finding foreclosures. When you find that information, that's your source of information. That's where you're going to return to. We go to the county clerk's website. When I go to the county clerk website, I look for the list of foreclosures. We found one. We went to the announcement. It was opening bid 117. We found remaining debt of $73,000. So that could be the opening bid. The value that we looked up based on the property address was $417,000. So this is what I can buy it for. This is what it's worth. Potential profit between $300,000 and $330,000. Oh! Okay, how many of you want to look up remaining liens? If there's any other liens or debts on a property? Yes or no? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Good morning. My name is Will. If you want to hang out with us every day, just come up here and tap on the follow button. Is it really that easy? It's this easy to evaluate it. But there's more steps to it. And then there's no such thing as easy or difficult in this world. There's just familiar and unfamiliar. I can make things look easy that I'm really familiar with, just like you can. I do this all the time. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not telling you how long I've been doing it because it's none of your business, okay? How old am I? I'm 2,900 years old. So, but anything, there's no such thing as easy or hard. Really quick, pop quiz. There's no such thing as easy or hard. There's familiar or unfamiliar. It looks easy to you because I'm demonstrating how familiar I am with this process. You can get as familiar too. Cool? I want to be your friend. Daniel, you're already my friend. Good morning, Daniel. Come here. Let's go look for liens. Can I show you something? Let me show you something really quick. If I want to find liens on a property, same thing. Dallas County Clerk. Want to go look. Does the bidding process on a property get crazy? Depends on what market. I've seen situations where I'm the only person there at a foreclosure auction. It's just me and the attorney that's bidding. Good day, sir. I'm stealing all these amazing quotes. They're yours to have. Take them. Run with them. Where it was just me and the attorney auctioning it off. I've been to other areas like Harris County, like Houston, Texas, and it was packed. It's chaos. Just depends on the market, but there's plenty of profit for all of us. So I go to Dallas County Clerk. I'm going to go look down here at the bottom of the Dallas County Clerk website. I'm going to go to the public record search. Boop. We're going to open this up. Now we're going to look for liens. So let's do a search in this century. Search. We're going to do from like 2007 to 2026, just for speed. Because look how long it's going to load this. It's going to take all day. And that's only 19 years. Okay, so now we're here. Let's open this up. I just want you to see this. All right, can you see this? You see where it says child support liens? How many of you can see this? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Good morning, Mr. Phil. I'm late. We're looking at foreclosures right now. We're going to see if we can find Gotham's old place. Can you see this right here? Child support liens? Y for yes, N for no. I don't know if y'all can read it, if it's big enough for you. Trust me, I'm always asking that question. Is it big enough for you? Is it? No? Oh, man. Can you make it bigger? No. This is as big as it gets. Yes. Okay. Child support liens in the state of Texas. If you don't pay your child support, the Attorney General can put a lien on your house. So, if I still can't leave you, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to work with them to figure it out. Wait, what? What? Yeah. In the state of Texas, if you have unpaid child support, the Attorney General can put a lien on your house. So when you go to sell your house, your child support gets paid. Did you know the federal IRS, Internal Revenue Service, can put a federal tax lien on your property? Did you know that? What? True story. So if I'm going to buy a foreclosure, I need to investigate these liens and other lien types to make sure that there's not any debts, any unpaid debts from the previous owner on the house I'm about to buy. You want to look at some of these? You want to see how bad it can get for some people? Check this out. So now, side note, I've got a CPA tax firm. If you owe the IRS money, you want to talk to them. There's a program called Offer and Compromise. So if you owe back debt, we're going to look at federal tax liens, but if you owe them money, you might be able to negotiate and settle for less. So it's not bad to owe the IRS money. It happens to a lot of people. It's okay, don't feel shame, but let's begin to work with them so it doesn't escalate into a lien or to a levy. A lien means, hey, they can come after you. A levy means they start taking your stuff. They can seize your bank account, they can take your paycheck, they can take your stuff. Don't let it get that far. Just search Offer and Compromise, or if you want to learn more about that, just type L in the chat, and I'll show you some of the resources available to you. Cool. Good morning, Jody Nurse. Speaking of Canadian tax law, oh my gosh, Jody is an investor. She invests in Canada. She invests in the States. We were just talking about capital gains tax in Canada just a little bit ago. Okay, I'll get to the Offer and Compromise program with the IRS if you owe back taxes, but let me show you this. Let's go look at unpaid federal tax liens. We're going to play a game called How Big is the Biggest One You've Ever Seen? So just let me know in the comments, how big is the biggest one you've ever seen? Just somewhere in the comments, let me know. Like, based on size, how big is the biggest one you've ever seen? And then we're going to go through some of these. How big is the biggest one you've ever seen? Good morning, by the way. Good morning, Jody Nurse. Have you met me? What? What? Okay, hold on. Come here. For some reason, it's not loading. How big is the biggest one you've ever seen? Let's go back here. Federal tax liens. No, not hospital liens. Federal tax liens. Canada gains taxes, 50%. I show, don't tell. Wait, is that how it works? Okay, here we go. Federal tax lien. How big is the biggest one you've ever seen? We're going to find out live right now. We're just going to pull it out and take a look at all. Everything looks bigger. In the rearview mirror, client with $200,000 owed. So this is where Offer and Compromise program comes in. We can negotiate and settle some of that stuff. I've got an office in Mechanicsville, Virginia. And you look at the same property as before. Will you laugh at what all went on Friday? Wait, what? Jeffrey, let's go! Oh my, I was like, who is that? Jeffrey, we need to catch up, man. We need to catch up. I want to hear all the details, baby. I just got here. What are we talking about? The biggest as a nurse? No. Jody, no. Everybody say down, Jody, down. Everybody in the chat say down. No. We're talking about buying foreclosures, and we're talking about the size of a federal tax lien. Jody, whoo, I got close. Whoo. I'm sure you have seen some things, Jody. She's a nurse, full-time, and an investor. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay, so what is the biggest tax lien you've seen? Jody, Jody! Oh my gosh. Look at this one. $112,021. $112,000 in federal tax lien. How many of you have had tax bills before, but it's been less than this? Type L in the chat for less. How many of you had tax bills before, but it's less than $112,000? And then if we get time, I'll show you live the biggest one I've ever seen. Less. Okay, good morning. Good morning, Keith Martinez. Let's go, baby. Let's look at it one more. Federal tax lien, how big is this one? 14,000. Boo. That's small. That's small fries. Okay, let me see if I can show you something. Stand by. Okay, I'm going to go. Can I show you the biggest one I've ever seen? Let me go to my text messages. Let me see if I can find this. If I can find this in my text messages, I sent this as a picture to somebody. So let me show you the biggest one I've ever seen ever. If I can find it right now. Oh, found it. Okay, come here, over here. We're in my text messages now. You ready? All right, we're in my text messages now. Hold on, stand by. Let me show you the biggest one. Yes or no? I need your consent. Type C for consent. Can I show you the biggest one I've ever seen ever, live on TikTok? Is that okay with you? Just type C in the chat for consent. I need your full consent before I do this. Like, big. This is big. Diana, Sarah, Julie, the digital nomad. All right, Keith, here we go. Biggest one I've ever seen. So this is what I sent to Gotham. I was like, Gotham, you have never seen anything this big. Never seen anything this big. This is an ESPN article. It's talking about Miami Heat's basketball player. I want to see. I'm showing you right now. Miami Heat's Terry Rozier faces an $8 million tax lien. What? So look at this. This is the notice of federal tax lien. This is the biggest one I've ever seen. And trust me, I've seen a lot. So many. I've seen big ones. I've seen small ones. I've seen like average. I've seen ones that just catch you by surprise. Like there's a curve. Like, whoa, I never would have expected that. I've seen a lot. This, by far, the biggest one I've ever seen. So this is from the Department of Treasury, the Internal Revenue Service. Notice of federal tax lien. Federal tax lien. You ready? Can somebody type this number in the comments? What is this number? Let's type it in the comments and let's put our eyeballs on it. Is that 8 million? I got to get my big pencil out for this one. $8,218,211.70. How much money does Terry Rozier, Miami Heat basketball player, how much does he owe to the IRS? $8.2 million. Oh! That's what I'm saying. Lord have mercy. Not good. Here's a couple of points on this. Number one, if you owe the IRS money, let's start negotiating with them. Offer and compromise program. We can probably negotiate and settle some of that debt. You don't have to owe them. Number two, how many of you do not have this problem? You woke up today and you've got your own problems, but you do not have this problem. If you do not have this problem and you are now grateful for the problems that you have, type G in the chat for gratitude. What? Is the house worth more than that? We're looking at a different one now. Be grateful for the problems that you have. Because of the problems that you have in your life, there is no space for problems like this. Amen? Do you hear what I'm saying? Terry Rozier can keep that problem to himself. Do not share that problem with me. I got my own problems. I'm going to deal with my problems. You keep your problems. Now we're grateful. Be happy with the problems that you have because now there's no more room for these problems. I got 99 problems, but a tax lien ain't one. Lord have mercy. Come on now. Good morning. If you're new here, my name is Will. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit. I just take you behind the scenes and I show you some of the things that I do inside my private group. My private group is called the Passive Income Club. In that group, we've got 450 members all around the world actively learning how to find, evaluate, and buy assets that produce profit. Today, I showed you in 5 steps or less how to find and evaluate foreclosures. Y'all want to do more? Yes or no? You want to do more? Let me show you some more stuff behind the scenes of the PIC, the Passive Income Club. If you really, really want me to, please, I can even show you some of the software we use to evaluate deals. I'm member number 203, Shelly's House of Speed. Let's go. Good morning, sunshine. I really think I'm going to go to Lemons. I love their catchphrase. What was it? Racing's not just for rich idiots. It should be open for all idiots or something. Love it so much. I'm like, okay, these might be my people, actually. These are idiots. This is my fellow idiots. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's go look at some more assets. I'll show you some of the software that we use to analyze these deals. So the group that I run is called the Passive Income Club, and we learn how to buy assets. How many of you need help buying assets? You want to do it, but you need help, you need a push, you need guidance, you need education. Just say me in the comments. That's the entire reason that I built the group. We've got a community. You can go in there, you can chat, you can interact, you can see what other people are doing. We do live calls. If you find an asset that you want to review together, bring it to the call. We do it live. We can learn from me. Okay, that's what we talk about. Good morning, 50 shots. Good morning, San Antonio. I might head down to San Antonio today. We'll see. Good morning, Sweetface. Sweetface, where you been? 8:18 on Wednesday morning. I haven't seen you since Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Where you been? So we'll talk about this. Okay, me. Check this out. The name of the game, the core thesis of everything that we talk about. What's up, Maine? Good morning. Is that we buy assets. Those assets produce passive income. The passive income, when greater than or equal to your expenses, you're financially free. So how do I get financially free? If my personal living expenses are $5,000 a month, and I buy an asset like real estate or Shelly's House of Speed, Turo car rentals, or I buy a laundromat or whatever you're into, if it gives me $1,000 a month in profit, how many assets do I need until I'm free? Let me know in the comments. Oh, damn. Sweetface, don't do it again. How many do I need? Yes or no? I mean, what? What number do I need? Yes or no? Red or blue? How many assets? Infinite, but how many get you freedom? 5. Instead of asking yourself the question, how many years until I can retire, we ask ourselves the question, how many assets must I acquire? Come over here. Let's look at more deals. I'm going to walk you behind the scenes on how we do this. Good morning. And then I'll show you some of the software and tools that we use to analyze deals. So what I will do, if you want to get in freedom, I'm going to show you some of the software that we use. If you want to get into the Passive Income Club, it's in my TikTok profile. Sorry, I'll try not to. Don't let it happen again. It's okay. I'll give you strike one. Don't let it happen again. If you want to get into the Passive Income Club, I've got it available for a little bit of time. I'm going to pull this down today, by the way. So this is going to be gone today. True story. Come back tomorrow, it won't be there. Come back Saturday, it won't be there. Shirt is locked in today. So Passive Income Club. It's in my TikTok profile. You see the big red arrow? Go there. It says PIC. 450 members all around the world. If you want to get there, when you're in my TikTok profile, just tap my site. I'm going to show you behind the scenes how we find and evaluate an asset really quick. And the only thing I need is your zip code. I'm going to walk you through how to do this live. But if you want to get in there, the software I'm going to show you is included with the group for free. And if we get time, I might even demonstrate to you the dealer's disaster game that Sarah Gibby built. What? What? I'm telling you. So, TikTok profile, tap on the site. When you get to the site, go there. How do you get to the TikTok profile? You see my green face up here? Yeah. There's a green face on your TikTok Live. Tap on the green face once and then twice when it pops up, takes you here. After today, I'm pulling this down. You ready? Yeah, I'm going to include this software for free. Once you get registered, by the way, look for an email from school. This is our community. Devin, are you still in here? Devin, where are you at? Jody Nurse, I'm in the PIC, totally worth it. Jody says Passive Income Club is amazing. Contact support, lots of info. Even Jody got to practice pitching. I'm her. Devin, I got something for you, girl. No, the software is included for free. To be in the group, it costs money. Sarah made the game. It's nice. Yeah, but check this out. So once you get registered, look for an email from school. No reply at school.com. It looks like this. This is your access to get into the group, to the community, and all the tools. What we're going to do is look at the tools today. I'm going to show you some of the tools right now. Property Analyzer, Dealer Disaster. Devin was saying, hey, Will, how do I access this software? Devin, let's see if I can do this. Can we go up a little bit? I can't see. Maybe right there. Can you see this? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Everybody in the comments, give me eye roll emoji. Can you give me the eye roll emoji? Everybody roll your eyes. Devin. Everybody give me the eye roll. All the way in the back of your head. By the way, side note, that is the #1 thing that Devin communicates with me with, is the eye roll. Can everybody give me the eye roll emoji? Please, let's let it roll. Oh my gosh, Devin. Devin is in the Passive Income Club. And I'm showing her the software that she has access to yesterday. And she goes, how do I get it? Okay, here we go, Devin, nice and slow. Big pencil, nice and slow. When you're in the club, Devin, I've pinned the post. It's at the top. All you got to do is log in. You can't miss it. See the giant red arrow? The giant red arrow points to Asset Dashboard Access. We're going to go use it right now. Devin, eye roll emoji. It's at the top. Girl, just go in there. You can't miss it. Cool? We got it? Good morning. Good morning. All right, come here. Check this out. Let's go analyze the deal. Everybody in the comments, give me a zip code. What zip code do you want to look at? Devin, I love you. Hope you take it the right way. Got it, Willie. Got it. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Don't miss it. Give me a zip code in the comments. What zip code do you want to evaluate? I missed it. Limitless Mama, it was like 018 or 118. I missed it. Let me know in the chat. What do we want to look at? John, 04578. 04578. 04578. Is that a thing? Shelly's House of Speed. Okay, we'll get to South Carolina next. I got you. All right, so here we go. Let's go to Zillow. Let's take a look at the deal. So I'm just on Zillow, just finding a property. You could do this wherever, just going for speed. And I'm going to take the zip code that he gave me. And I just typed in the zip code, and I'm just finding something, finding anything. And it says, this is Maine. Shout out to Maine. Good morning, Maine. How do you say this? Wiscasset, Maine. Asking price, $288. So what I'm going to do is, if you want to find real estate, for example, and you want to find those assets and see if they produce profit, all I'm going to do is copy the link to Zillow, or if I choose to, I can just put the address in. Like, you can look up your property. So then I'm going to go to my Property Analyzer tool, and I'm going to paste in. This is the software that we use to look at and analyze real estate property. Okay, so now what it's going to do is it's going to pull all the data in that market. It's going to tell me what the rental income is going to be. I can see the rental income in that zip code. It's also going to pull the data directly from the short-term rental listing sites, like Airbnb. If I was going to buy this property and list it on Airbnb, what is my competition charging? Competition is good. It means there's paying customers. What are those customers paying per night to stay in this market? I can see the data directly from Airbnb, directly from VRBO, directly from bookings. Number 3, what if I want to do a midterm rental? Not a long-term 12-month rental, not a short-term 3-night rental. What if I want to do like 3 months, 6 months, traveling nurses, PhD students, grad students, things like that? I'm going to pull that data as well. So then I'm going to see the actual property. When it was doing this analysis, as I was talking to you, it knows the property. It's pulling all those numbers. I know the asking price, $288. Does it cash flow? It's going to pull the actual data from these 3 places: long-term, mid-term, short-term rental. I can see the actual data from Airbnb, like what somebody pays. And then what is my cash flow? Now it's going to get into a cash flow analysis. Cash flow analysis, in the beginning, very simple: PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance. That's the cost of the debt, the mortgage. Then we subtract out vacancy, repairs, capital expenditures like roof, HVAC, furnace, all that kind of stuff. And then it's going to tell me, after all of those expenses, what is my monthly cash flow? Is this good news or bad news? Type G for good, type B for bad. We're analyzing the deal. Is this good or bad? What say you? Boo! Boo, Keith Martinez! Boo! Uh-oh. Bad. Boo! Not good. Well, you know what they say. I guess we got to wait. Let's just wait for the market to change. Let's wait for a political change. Let's wait, let's wait, let's wait. Then time goes by, and time is your greatest enemy. Waiting is not for those of us. You don't wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate, and you wait. Well, if it's losing money, you still buy it? No. Come here, check this out. One of the things that we could do is it could be an interest rate thing. It could be a market condition. So let's say that if I buy real estate in this area, or in this economic environment, and the interest rates are 7%, I can't afford to buy it. It doesn't cash flow. You saw it's negative $679 a month. So I call up the seller, and I say, hey, Mr. Seller Man. Say, my name is Wet Willie, first name Wet, last name Willie. He goes, what? I go, it doesn't matter. I'm interested in buying your house. However, it doesn't make sense for me to buy it at 7%. Would you be interested in discussing with your mortgage company if I can take over your mortgage? He's like, man, I've been trying to sell this thing for 65 days. Yes, I'm down for whatever. I don't know how that works, but I'm willing to talk about it. So we call the mortgage company confirms that he's got an assumable mortgage. Everybody type A in the chat for assumable. If we get time, we'll cover that. Type A in the chat for assumable. Does he have an assumable mortgage? What does that mean? That means we're going to confirm with the mortgage company if he has the type of loan that I can legally take over. So instead of me getting outside financing at 7%, I can just take over his mortgage. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, Sunshine. So we confirm with the mortgage company. They say the interest rate. So let's pretend that he's got an interest rate of, 3.75, whatever your situation would be. So I'm going to take over his rate. Now remember, we were losing $675 a month if I buy this asset. So we don't want to do that. So I go back up here. The only change we made is instead of me taking my down payment and going to a lender and getting interest rate at 7% on financing, I take my down payment and I give it directly to the guy selling the house. Instead of losing $675 a month, I have about a $450 swing. Are all FHA loans assumable, boss man? By law, certain loans have to be assumable, like FHA, like VA loans. How does the person get any funds out of the property? Great question. Come here, let's address this. This is such a good question. The words are subject to. Those are words. That's one way to do it. Subject to is one way to do it, but it is not the only way to do it. You can do a mortgage wrap. I'm not a big fan of subject to. You leave the other person stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. But it is a new to you strategy. It is new in the world. People are excited about it, but it is not old. Did you know the first assumable loans can only be a VA FHA loan? Conventional is possible. Okay, so then it's not can only. Those are examples of what the law states are required. Good morning. So come here, check this out. The question was, how does somebody get the money out of the deal if you're going to assume a property? So let's pretend that we've got a house. The value of the house Everybody type V in the chat for value. What is this thing worth? Type V in the chat for value. Let's say the asset's worth $100,000. $100,000. Well, let's pretend they have debt, V, value. There we go, value. Let's say the debt on this transaction, on this asset, the mortgage, is $50,000 and it's a 3% rate. Well, now as buyers, this is awesome. I love it. I can take over their debt at 3%. They've got $50,000 in debt. But if you're the seller, if you own this bad boy and you know its value is $100,000, and I come to you and I approach you and I say, hey, I want to buy your house. I'll give you 100 grand, but I want to take over your debt. You say, okay, cool. What is your equity in the house? What is your equity in the house? Let me know in the chat. If it's worth 100 and the remaining debt is 50, what is the equity in the house? Anybody know? Give me a number. $50,000. So what is my, and why does this work? So I have a $100,000 house, that's what it's worth. I pay it down, pay it down, pay it down, pay it down. I've got a remaining balance of debt of $50,000. That means my equity is $50,000. So if I'm going to buy this house from this guy, if I'm going to take over his 3% loan and $50,000, my DP, everybody type DP in the chat. DP. Captain, my captain. Corporal Chris, where have you been? Carpe diem. Good morning. Everybody type DP in the chat. My DP, my down payment, is going to be their equity. Does this make sense? I need to put $50,000 into the deal in order to take over his debt. He's going to walk away selling the house for the valuation of DP, Allison, of $100,000. So the question was, how does the seller get the money out of the situation? Well, the negative on these deals can be your down payment can be quite high. Cool? Does this make sense? Clear as mud. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Good morning. If you're new here, my name is Wet Willie. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets. If you want to hang out with us every day, just come up here and tap on the follow button. Now let's continue on with the software. How do we use this software to evaluate this deal? So I went from $675 in loss. We've adjusted how we acquired the property. Awesome, Nicole. Happy to help. We've adjusted how we acquired the property instead of getting traditional finance. Day, baby. Okay, Houston. Okay, H-Town. 7% interest. I take over his loan at like 3%, but it's still not cash flowing. If I buy this asset, I lose $200 a month. And I can think of way more fun ways to lose money than to buy an asset that's going to make that happen. So what can I do? Do I give up? Do I just quit? No, never. No, never. All right, so I want to buy this house. This one from the zip code you gave me in the comments is in Maine, 04578. What can I do? What can I do? Maybe. What if I just included inside the software nearby foreclosures? What? Yeah. Same market. What is the opening bid on this transaction? Somebody type the number in the chat. Type the number in the chat. What is the opening bid on this transaction? $125,000. So the lender is on the hook for $125,000. They took over the house. At the foreclosure auction, the lender is going to bid $125,000. Let me take you directly to the foreclosure. You ready? Oh, what? Devin, imagine if you actually logged in and used this software. Imagine what could happen for you. Isn't that crazy? Not a single home in the tri-state area is under $300,000. How many of you live in an expensive area? Type E in the chat. One-stop shop to get the cash flow. Cash flow or no. How many of you live in an expensive area? Type E in the chat. What software is this? This is software, custom software that we built for my passive income club members only. If you're a member of my groups, you get this software for free. You're grandfathered in. It's not for sale publicly. I will offer it for sale publicly, but currently, if you're a member of any of my groups, you get it for free. It's included. So then it takes you directly to it. This one, final bid, sold. Sold for $125,000. This one's gone. If you live in an expensive area, you don't have to buy in an expensive area. If you live in an expensive area, you don't have to buy in that area. Big Time Bobby says some banks show up to those foreclosures to juice up the price. Good morning. In some states, that's illegal. You can look in the state of Florida. There's been a lot of, what's not commingling? Collusion. Collusion. There's been a lot of collusion. See, anytime the words get past 4 letters, I lost some oxygen there. There was a lot of collusion in Florida. A lot of attorneys went to prison for that. Yeah, so yeah, you can't have any of that cohesion. No, not cohesion. Contusion. No, not contusion. God, what is the word? Good morning. Getting lending on auctions is hard. You know what else is hard? Anyway, no, it's not impossible. There's ways to do it. Conclusion. Yeah, no, not conclusion. So the final bid on this property was $125,000. What? So let's go back to our analyzer. So this is an auction that sold. Confusion. That's it. I'm confused. So we're going to go back to our property analyzer. I can see that they bid and won that house. Similar bedroom, bathroom square footage. Instead of buying this property for $288,000 and having a negative $213,000 cash flow, what if I adjusted? Hard means less competition. Allison knows how to handle hard. Everybody type A in the chat for Allison. That's exactly the philosophy. That's why she knows how to handle hard. Can you handle hard? Allison says, yes, I can. Instead of losing $213 on this asset, which could be a contributing factor because of the asking price, what if I went to a foreclosure auction and I adjust my strategy? This one bid, the final bid was 125. Oh my gosh, I can't even go that low. All right, 125, 25. Bid on that. Okay, that's a 56% decrease. So that's a discount. Like, I'm all for like getting discounts when you go shopping, but I'm really about getting discounts when you go shopping for assets. Amen? This one's a 56% off. How would that affect my cash flow? Well, instead of losing $675 a month, you find an asset that produces profit of $391 in profit per month. That's the game. And I did all of this by you giving me a zip code. What? Y'all want to do one more? Type Y for yes, type N for no. You want to do one more property. This is the game. In one location, I showed you how to take a zip code in any market, research the property, find the cash flow. It's not rocket surgery. Cool? You want to do one more? Okay, if you want to do one more. Devin. Oh my gosh. Devin. When you're in the passive income club, when you log in to the members area, there's the members area. There's the map. You can see where other members are located. You can connect with them locally. There's the calendar. This is where we have the live calls. Devin, everybody in the comments, give me the eye roll emoji. Eye roll emoji. And then I'll get zip codes in a second, Nicole. I got you, girl. Everybody give me the eye roll emoji. Devin. She's in the group. She's like, hey, where's this software at? Devin, I'm going to show you. If you want to get into the passive income club, I'm going to close this today. Literally, you can go to my TikTok profile after today and it's gone. I promise you that's not a joke. If you want to join the passive income club, when you go to my TikTok profile and you tap my site, you get access to the software for free. Go down there. It says join the PIC. We got 450 members all around the world. When you get to my TikTok profile, tap on the site, join the passive income club. When you're in there, I'm going to show you how to get access to the software. It's included for free. Devin. You're going to search for noreply@school.com. That gets you into the group, which then you get access to everything else. Devin, how do I get the property analyzer tool? I pinned it. It's at the top. You can't miss it. So at the very top, it says Asset Dashboard Access. And it gives you the instructions, exactly what you need to do to go find it. I pinned it. It's at the top. You can't miss it. So here we go. Let's get back to one more deal. Okay, give me your zip codes. Who was the one I promised? Was it Amber? Amanda? Give me your zip codes in the chat. Let's look at some more zip codes, and we'll find one more property that cash flows. One more. Nicole, 08742. That's who it was. Last name was Anna, though. I was close. Samsonite. Wait, what was your zip code again? I forgot it. Got to yapping. Hold on. Here we go. 08742. Okay, here we go. 08742. Can we find cash flow? Is this East Coast again? New Jersey? Boo! 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 Okay, here we go. Let's just pull this one. Boo! Y'all want to go West Coast after this? Should we go west? Should we do another state? We just did East Coast. Should we do something else? Yes or no? Y'all want to do something else? Type Y for yes, type N for no. We just did Maine. You want to do one more? Let's do this one. Dude, Nicole's gonna be so mad. 92595. Could you imagine getting that close to pay dirt and then just pull out? Like, are you kidding me? Come on, man. All right, here we go. California. Let's go West Coast. All right, here we go. This is 925 Hawaii. Mahalo. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, could you imagine being that close to pay dirt? Ooh, it's got like fancy videos and pictures and stuff. All right, okay. 525 in Wildmoor. This one's been on the market 49 days. Nicole, let's do Hawaii next. I'm down. Okay, this one's this is $1 million. I'm gonna take the property. All I did was go, Purdy, yes, please. I got you. All I did was plug in the zip code. Somebody plugged in California. I typed the zip code from the comments. Now we're gonna go find cash flow. Then I go over to our property analyzer tool, and I'm just gonna plug it in. All I'm gonna do is paste in the listing, or I could type in the address. Either way. And then Wildemar. I feel like that's how you have to communicate with me for me to comprende, for me to understand. So then what it's going to do, it's going to find the actual property. This is the actual property we're going to look at. It's actually listed for $99999. Then it's going to pull the data. What is the long-term rental rates? What have people been renting in this market for? Last week, last month, last 3 months, last 6 months, last 9 months, so on and so forth. What are they renting for short-term rental properties? I pull the data directly from Airbnb. I pull the data directly from VRBO. I can see what people are paying when they rent a short-term area in Wildemar. I know what they rent. Then I'm also going to look for midterm rentals. So if you're focused on real estate in any way, this is what I do. Take the zip code. I'm going to see the data, long-term rental rates, midterm, and short-term rental rates. Then I'm going to run a cash flow analysis. Really simple, basic stuff. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance. What does it cost you to service the debt, the mortgage? Then I subtract that down based on my income. Income minus expenses. Then I set aside money for vacancy, repairs, and capital expenditure. If somebody moves out, that's called a vacancy. That may take time to get somebody new in there. I need to have cash reserves ready to go. Repair. Something's going to break. Toilet, water heater. I need to fix that thing. I need to pay for that. So I just set aside money for that. Capital expenditure. That's like your roof, your air conditioning, your furnace. Those are big expenses you need to save for to replace eventually. So I set aside all that. When it's all said and done, if I buy this house, I would lose $4,000 a month. Dog, what are y'all doing out there in California? Good morning. Good morning, Diana. What are y'all doing in California? Everybody in the chat say, bruh. Fa. I heard it. I heard it in my head. I heard the sound. Did you hear it too? Oh my gosh. I need to get off the internet. That's what that means. That's crazy. That's crazy. Check this out. So, bruh, do we dip? Do we just peace out, Girl Scout? Like Sweet Face? Like, hey, I'll see you next week? Where have you been? Where have you been, Sweet Face? Oh, I had something to do. Okay, fair enough. No. We adjust our strategy. Everybody type S in the chat for strategy. Okay, it doesn't cash flow. You're going to lose $4,000 a month. Oh, no, I'm not. You adjust your strategy. S for strategy in the chat. What about, I like this area. I want to buy in this area. Maybe it's like a dream area for me to live, to buy. Dang, I didn't know I was going to be held accountable. Oh, I keep inventory, baby. Foreclosures. So we found a property. The property we were looking at is listed for $1 million. In the exact same zip code, there's a foreclosure. What is the opening bid on this foreclosure? Can somebody type the number in the chat? Wait a minute. What on earth? I'm telling you, don't leave too early. $16,000? Fa! No way. Let's go straight to it. Here we go. This is the foreclosure. Due diligence required prior to bidding. Bidders are encouraged to perform due diligence. So this is land. That's why, but it's in the same area. $16,000 to buy this land. It looks pretty to me. That's a nice sunrise or sunset. If you work at Microsoft, you think dusk is dawn, and you think dawn is dusk. Did you know that? I didn't know if you knew that, but like at employee orientation at Microsoft, they teach you the opposites because that's how their operating system works too. It's just a way to train their people. They're like, hey, this is dusk. No, that's dawn. It doesn't matter. It's a side note. Let's go back to, what the hell is he talking about? Oh, the only person that needs to get it will get it. Here we go. Open up another foreclosure. Another foreclosure. Estimated opening bid, $438,000. You don't have to buy it for $9,999, $1 million. Are you seeing how we adjust this? So then I go back to my property analyzer. I find these foreclosures. When I go to the foreclosure, instead of buying it for $1 million and losing $4,000 a month, look at our cash flow. Our cash flow on this deal would have been negative $4,000. Instead of doing that, we go to the foreclosure auction. We just adjust the strategy. Boop. Now it may mean, oh my gosh, it doesn't go that low. How much was it? Like 4 something? 434? 435. Bam. Okay, so let's say we get it for 430. That's a 57% discount. You just adjust your strategy. If you really want to buy in a market and that market does not cash flow, you adjust how you approach the deal. So hypothetically, if you go to the foreclosure auction, which is listed on the software, and you get it for this kind of discount, I don't know if that's going to work out for you. You might have other bidders against you, which you likely will. If I get it for this price, how does that affect my cash flow? Ooh, it's still too, okay, maybe we don't buy in this market, but we're going to attack, or maybe we pass on that deal. Maybe I go back down to my foreclosures, and then I see, what is the opening bid on these? Good morning, Rico. Good morning, sunshine. That's the name of the game. Okay, we're going to peace out on this. We're going to move on. We're going to move and groove. If you didn't get a chance to join the Passive Income Club, I'm going to close it after this TikTok Live. Can you please do sell to a hedge fund? You could totally do that, Ken, if you want to. If you want to join the Passive Income Club, I'm closing it after this. To go learn more about it, it's in my TikTok profile. TikTok profile, tap on the site. When you tap on the site, it says Join PIC. When you join, keep an eye out for an email from noreply@school.com. That's your invitation to get in. So just go to my main TikTok profile, tap on my green face. It's in the top corner if you want to get there. When you join, you get access for free to the software I just showed you. And you're grandfathered in. I am preparing the software to sell publicly. It is going to be cheap? No, it's not going to be cheap. However, if you're in the group and you're a member, you get access to it for free. Cool? Maybe I'll join. But you got to show up. You can't just go MIA for 6 days. Hey, cancel the search party. We found her. Yeah, bring the helicopters down. Yes, the planes, all those two. Yeah. We had ships? Do you think she was worth ships? Just send me the bill. That's crazy. Anyway, all right, we got to get out of here. Let's go to, you want to do some tax savings? Type T in the chat for tax savings. You want me to show you how to find the money to buy the assets? I'll show you some of this. No. Okay. You want me to show you how to find the money to buy the assets? Yes or no? Type Y for yes, type N for no. And let me teach you one core fundamental before we get too deep. Good morning. All right, if you're new here, my name is Will. I go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets. Yes, Julie, I got you. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit. Let me teach you one of the core fundamentals. I haven't covered this in quite some time, but it is one of my favorite things to talk about. If I could only teach my kids, is this all using 100% finance? You could, or you could use 100% cash, baby. I don't care what you do. The question is, does it cash flow? If it cash flows, I'm interested. So if I wanted to teach you like only one concept about money, and I was like, man, there's a lot of information out there about money, and it can get confusing. It can get overwhelming. What would be the one thing I want to teach you about money? So if I could only teach my kids one thing about money, this would be the thing that I teach them. Of all the nonsense that I've got stuck in my head about money, this would be the thing I teach them. I would teach them the difference in how broke people, middle class, and rich people use their money. If it makes money, baby, come on now. If it makes money, or if it makes honey, you dig. I've got to give up that lifestyle. Man, pimping, you can leave the game, but the game never leaves you. You know what I'm saying? Gosh. If you think I'm handsome, pay my ransom. Stop it. Oh my God. Hold on. We're fine. It's fine. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. It's purse first, baby. Never mind. So everybody and their mama has got to earn some income. If you don't earn income, we found problem number one. Problem number two. This life costs money. You've got expenses. You've got income. You've got expenses. You've got income. You've got expenses. I don't know why the world is this way. Whether you have income or not, you still have expenses. I'm just a visitor. It's not my planet. I'm just visiting, okay? Good morning. Good morning, Diego. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Jennifer. What's up, South Texas? Jennifer, what's the latest on our fishing pond? Are we buying? Good morning, sunshine. Good to see you. So if I could only teach my kids one thing about money, this would be the thing I teach them. Income expenses. Some people then go out there and they buy liabilities. Let's define what a liability is. By definition, a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So in the chat, in the comments below, what are some examples of liabilities? What are examples of things that take money out of our pocket? Netflix, that takes money out of our pocket. What are other examples? Cars, that takes money out of our pocket. What are other examples of things that take money out of our pocket? Mateo, my whole life, everything is so expensive. House, if I live in it, it's taking money out every month. If I sell it and I sell it for appreciation, at that point it becomes an asset. Taxes. What else takes money out of our pocket? Kids, children's, entertainment, sports, movies, food, college, women. Okay, I saw women. Anybody want to say men? Men can be expensive too. I mean, not that I know. Anyway, we change. Anyway, there's things that are liabilities. But then on the other side of the equation, it's assets. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. So let's brainstorm together. What are things that we can buy that put money into our pocket? Anyway, can I buy real estate? What are other assets that I can buy that put money in my pocket every month? Can I buy a laundromat? What are other examples? I can buy some stonks. Stonks go up, pay dividends. Business, I can get me a business. Real estate, home, RV park. Now you're speaking my love language. Cash flow, baby. Bonds, I can buy some debt. That debt will pay me. Truck, rentals. No big pencil today. When I had it out earlier, I got flagged. There's so many people in the comments. It was bad. So I got to put the big pencil away. But if you join me on my private page, never mind. Here we go. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Now that we've defined all the terms, let's understand how broke people, middle class, and rich people use their money. You ready? If I could only teach my kids one thing about money, this would be the lesson. Broke people earn income. Then they have living expenses. They've got rent. They've got mortgage. They've got groceries, utilities, car payments, all this stuff. After the living expenses are paid, they're all out of money. There's no money left over. They wait for the next paycheck. They cover the next expenses, so on and so forth. No, she was not ready. Good morning. Middle class earns income. They have living expenses too. Middle class covers their rent, their mortgage, their groceries, their utilities. The difference is middle class has leftover money. After all the living expenses and utilities are paid, they've got leftover money. My question to you, what does the middle class do with their leftover money? Do they buy assets, type A? Do they buy liabilities, type L? What does the middle class do with their leftover money that keeps them stuck in the middle class? Type A for assets, type L for liabilities. What do they do with it? What is the reason the middle class stays trapped? They buy liabilities. Yeah, Allison, yeah, they buy liabilities, Paula. If you want to get a little bit deeper into the psychology of it, the root of a lot of the thought, the liabilities, the root of a lot of the thought that shows itself on the surface is justification. But the deeper root is that suffering precedes money. I want you to know really quick. Check this out. So, if you got money, it doesn't know how hard you work for it. This doesn't know if you've suffered to earn it. So having this belief system that thinks you must suffer, and we've heard it, hard work pays off. The harder you, there's all kinds of language that we hear from people around us that love us and care about us. But this is an inanimate object. It has no consciousness. So for you to apply human consciousness to this inanimate object doesn't make any sense. So if you believe that the harder you work, the more you get paid, have I got news for you? How come our preachers, how come our teachers, how come our janitors, how come our construction workers aren't just rolling around Scrooge McDuck style in all their gold and wealth? Has nothing to do with how hard you work, but that is a philosophy that is taught to the middle class. Now, do I believe in hard work? For sure, but it has nothing to do with money. That's like an internal drive. It's the feeling of accomplishment, so on and so forth. But middle class has a false belief about this. They believe the harder I work, the more I earn. And then if I've worked so hard, I deserve This is the language right before they spend money on that brand new car, right before they spend money on those new red bottom shoes, right before they buy that new purse. They go, you know, I deserve nice things in life. I've worked so hard to earn this money. Don't I deserve a treat? Don't I deserve a reward? Because I've worked so hard. Because I believe that suffering must precede wealth. I deserve to enjoy the wealth that I've suffered for. Oh, you see, you created a trap that you now live in and you can never escape. So until you break that chain of thought, you're going to be stuck in that trap for the rest of your life. And how you get free from the trap is we do this. Good morning, Eddie. What's up, Grabby? Good morning. What do rich people do with their money? And if I could only teach my kids one thing about money, this would be the lesson. Rich people earn income. They have living expenses too. They've got rent, they've got mortgage, they've got groceries, they've got utilities. When all those bills are paid, what do rich people do differently with their money? Do they buy liabilities? Type L. Or do rich people buy assets? Type A. Good morning. Shout out to Devin for the cup recommendations. I had to beg for it, but I finally got the cup recommendations. Thank you, Devin. I think she's like I don't know, enjoys the begging. It's weird. Make dollars work for them. Then golf while we work. That's what, Allison, that's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, yeah. What do they get? They get assets. Rich people earn income. They have living expenses, but then they buy assets. Assets are things that produce profit. Good morning, Jason. Been in meetings until 5 a.m. Now it's 9 a.m. Okay, I'm back. Jason, what on earth are you meeting about? Get in here, Jason. So if they buy real estate, that real estate kicks off income. They add that income to their income statement. The income fills the bucket back up. Check this out. Here's the thing I want you to understand about money. How many of you enjoy spending money? Be real with me. Type Y for yes, type N for no. How many of you enjoy spending money? How many of you enjoy buying things for people you love? Hey, don't let me get the bill on that. Hey, can I buy dinner? Please. It would mean the world to me if you just let me buy dinner. That's an enjoyable experience. How many of you like getting stuff for your kids or your friends? Or there's nothing wrong, or for yourself. What about me? It's okay to spend money. But how do I spend the money and build wealth? You ready? Check this out. Everybody in the comments, here's the answer. Type O in the chat. Everybody type O in the comments or give me an O face. I love spending money. I got a client. She owns a nail salon studio and permanent makeup business. And she's like, Will, I need to sit down and talk about money with you. Can you help me? Tax savings, investing, buying assets, hiring my kids in the business. I need all this stuff. She goes, however, if you tell me I can't have my Birkin bags, if you tell me I can't have my red bottom shoes, you're fired. I was like, yo, I didn't even get hired yet. What are you talking about? So I said, sweetheart, you can have whatever you want in life, but it's the order of operations. It's the order of operations. It's the order in which you do things. If you make the mistake of the middle class and you buy liabilities first, there's no money left over for you to buy assets that produce income and buy you freedom. However, if you buy assets first and those assets kick off income, you can then use the income to buy the Birkin bag. You can then use the income to pay the car payments. To give you an example, there's Jason's O-face. To give you an example, I've got a rental property in Central Texas that pays me $1,800 a month. I don't pay my car payments. I take the money and I pay my car payments from the rental property income. But if I didn't have the rental property first and I had the car, I wouldn't have the money to buy the rental property. Does this make sense? You can have both. One of the language of the middle class that keeps them trapped is something called the either or mentality. How many of you have heard something, type Y for yes, type N for no. How many of you have heard something like, well, I'm going to spend it while I got it because when I pass away, you can't take it with you. Yes or no? Y for yes, N for no. You ever heard somebody say something like that? That's awesome sauce. Yes, you can't take it with you. You might as well spend it while you got it. I've never seen a hearse go into the funeral home with a U-Haul trailer. You know, after the Egyptian time, we got rid of the sarcophagus thing. I'm taking mine. Jason, wife says it every day. Okay, that's an either-or mentality. You can't take it with you, so you might as well spend it. Spend that money. You can't take it with you. In either-or mentalities, who do you love more, your mom or your dad? I love them both. What do you like more, your arm or your leg? Well, I kind of enjoy both. Why do I have to pick? You don't. An either-or mentality is a middle-class mentality. A wealth mentality is both. I want to enjoy my life now, and I want to be financially free. I want to get rich. I want to be rich. I want to have wealth. I want to have freedom of time, and I want to enjoy my time. It's not either or. Again, the middle class philosophy is based in suffering. I must suffer in order to earn money. Therefore, I can either use it or I lose it. Says who? Both. I want my arm and my leg. I love my mom and my dad. I want my money and I want to enjoy it. Does this make sense? Yes or no in the comments. You can have both. But if you learn from the middle class, they're going to teach you this thinking. If you want to get rich, you have to improve your thought process. Wealth is built in the mind long before it shows up on paper. Good morning. Good morning. If you're new here, my name is Will. We learned how to get assets that produce profit so that you can retire without waiting to expire. We just learned the difference between middle class, rich, and broke people. Good morning. This is the topic that made me come back every day. Good morning. Good morning, Matt Morris. Let's go. The Pacific Northwest is checking in. Get over here. If you're new here, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Where are you on the smart, crazy matrix? I don't know. Those are a lot of words. I have the IQ just above the level of bean dip. So let me educate you really quick. The only charts that I know are this. So let me just teach you. Like, man, how smart is this guy? Okay, IQ scale. You ready? This is genius. Okay, this is the highest level that you can ascend on my IQ scale. Genius. Gene-yus. Okay, where am I? Well, right here is the level of bean dip. I'm located like right here. So just above the level of bean dip, that's where I'm at. So I don't know about the smart crazy matrix. I know on the IQ scale, there's genius, there's bean dip, and then I'm just above it. Good morning. Good morning. How many of you a little bit down here? Where are my people at? If this is, you want to hang out with me, just say yes in the chat. How many of you? We love bean dip. Awesome. I love bean dip. Man, oh, if you're bean dip, I'm in trouble. Yeah, so Jason, genius. We're trying to set the bar low. Good morning. Good morning. These are my people. Bean dip, Bob. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, sunshine. These are my people. These are my people down here. Can we talk a little bit more about money mindset really quick? Can I go deep on this? Is my girl Shelly in here? Shelly's House of Speed. Let me give you a little bit more, and then I promise you can come up for air. Okay, Allison? Can I give you a little bit more? Yes? Better lower the bar a little further than that. Good morning. I'm a financial bean dip connoisseur myself. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's talk about identity. I don't know if Shelly's here, but Shelly made some content on TikTok. And I'm always like pushing people. I'm like, you need to go live. You need to be posting content, like social media. Why would you not? All this kind of stuff. Promote your business. Promote whatever you're trying to do. Do your thing. And Shelly made, I'm not being smart. It's what you learned growing up. Oh, it's not being smart. It's what you learned growing up. Yeah, yeah. And so I told Shelly, you need to post content. So she posted a video before it went viral. And then she took a couple years off. She posted a video this weekend when she was at the Lemons car race in California, Monterey, California, the car show, all that stuff. And it went viral, did really well. And I was like, Shelly, this is your sign. You need to be posting more content. Like, how many signs do you need? And how many times do I need to tell you? Like, go post content. Like, I'm trying to push her. I don't think she's here. I don't know if she's here. Here's what she said. She said, I want to post content. Shelly, I love you. But she said, I'm bad at it. I'm bad at it. So let's talk about some identity stuff. If you remember, understand that wealth is built in the mind long before it shows up in your bank account. I know you all want more money in your bank. I know you want more money in your investment accounts. I know you want more assets. But your identity precedes all that stuff. So I say, Shelly, we need to post more content. It can really benefit you. You're obviously great at it. But she goes, I'm just bad at it. I don't know. Just really quick, yes or no? Would you ever want your children to tell you they're bad? Yes or no? Your kids ever gotten in trouble and you jumped on them and you said something you shouldn't have said? You said something identity-based. Like, man, you just don't do anything right. Man, you're just so bad. And you're not really meaning to talk about them as a child, as their identity. You're meaning to address the behavior. Like, no, you're an amazing human being. You just made a mistake. You are not a mistake. You made a mistake. The decision that you made was not the right decision, but we can learn from that. You see the difference in that? One conversation is you're a mistake. Another conversation is you're amazing, you just made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Everybody understand that difference. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Does this make sense? So when I ask Shelly, and I say, girl, we need to be posting content. And she says, I'm bad. Ooh, I jumped on her. Shelly, your identity, who you are is great. There's a skill set that we need to learn. So here's what I submit to you today. I want you to think the thoughts that you think, and I want you to separate the things that serve you from the things that do not serve you. Can I go deep really quick? Type D in the chat for deep. Texas, where I live, is a consent-first state. In order for you to go to this depth, I need you to type D in the chat. Just type D for if you consent. You're giving me full unauthorized consent. Just so you know, when you type D. Okay. Two things. I believe inside of us we've got two minds. We've got things that people have said to us that we believed and adopted as our own internal thinking, but it is not our thought. And then we have thoughts that we think, that we believe. How many of you have ever been in a relationship before, whether it's with a spouse, a partner, or it's parents? And they've said things to you that do not serve you. Yes or no? You ever had somebody say that to you? Here you go. I got you, Allison. I got you. Noted. You ever had somebody say something to you, and then you start to say that to yourself? You're like, oh man, you can't do anything right. No matter what you do, you're going to mess it up. Get out of the way. Whatever it is. That's not your mind. That's the external world putting ideas into your brain. And you start to accept it as yours. But every time you hear it, you know that's not you. But you begin to believe that it is you. Then there's another mind inside of you. And this mind inside of you has your dreams, it has your goals, it has your hopes, it has your wishes. This is more you. How many of you agree with this kind of thinking? Maybe you've not defined it in this kind of way. Yes or no? Have you ever felt this internally? You've had thoughts that were put into you by your environment, even a loving environment, by your parents? Something like that? Yeah. The first thing I want you to do is to get inventory. Awareness is the first level of change. I just want you to become aware of the thoughts that you think. That's it. When a thought enters your mind and it tells you something that does not serve you, I just want you to write it down. Why am I crying? I love you. I love you. I want you to write it down. I want you to get inventory of the thoughts that you think. And we're going to sort it into two things. Probably four things total. Okay? Here we go. We're going deep. I asked you for consent and you gave me full consent. There's four little brackets of bars of how I think about this. Okay? There's thoughts that serve me and there's thoughts that do not serve me. So I'm going to write down the thought. When I think the thought, does it serve me? I'm going to categorize it. Is this thought not mine? Is this thought mine? Did this thought come from childhood? Do I hear my dad's voice? Do I hear a prior partner's voice trying to pull me down? Can we get real? How many of you have ever been in a relationship and the partner was really negative, not supportive? Just type R in the chat for relationship. I don't need to know all your business, but have you ever been in a relationship where maybe your partner or spouse or ex-spouse or former spouse was not supportive any way whatsoever? Yeah? That's not my thought. That's the past. That's not me. It's not who I am. I don't think this way. That's their thought. So now I'm going to categorize that thought as not mine. This gives you distance from the thought. When you can get distance from things, you can then make decisions. When you can make decisions, you can choose the life you want to live. Furthermore, does it serve me or does it not serve me? Dude, I just stepped in and I feel attacked. Tin, I love you. I love you, Tin Bull. I love you. Okay? So this is not my thought. It came from my parents. It came from a former partner. It came from a friend that meant well but said wrong. It's not my thought. Also, this thought doesn't serve me. If it's not my thought and it does not serve me, should I believe it? Yes or no? Should I believe the thought? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments. If it's not even my thought, it was implanted in me when I was a kid from somebody that meant well but said wrong, and the thought doesn't serve me on the path that I'm trying to go down, should I believe the thought anymore? Yes or no? This is what awareness allows you to do. So this is how I categorize my thinking. I've been doing this for years. I'm just going to give it to you. If you find value in it, awesome. If not, throw it in the trash. I separate thoughts into 4 different categories as I think it. Does it serve me? Does it not serve me? Is it my thought or is it somebody else's thought? If it's not my thought and it doesn't serve me, it goes to the trash. Why would I hang on to a thought that doesn't serve me? See what I'm saying? Now let's go a little bit deeper. Now once I find thoughts that serve me, even if they're not mine, I'm going to adopt that thought. It's going to benefit me. And then I'm going to make it mine. And then I'm going to make that thought become my identity. And I'm going to submit to you in just a minute what I recommend is probably the best thought, the best identity to have. But when I go back and I ask Shelly, and I say, Shelly, we need to start posting content. And she says, I'm bad. Wrong. Shelly, I love you. Your identity is nothing of bad. You are great. You are here. We can learn. We can improve. But you, as a person, your identity is not bad. There's a skill you can learn. Maybe you're unfamiliar with this thing. You need to become more familiar with it. But you, as a person, your identity is not bad. And here's what I submit to you to think about today. I recommend that your identity, and I think the most valuable identity to adopt, is that of a learner. No matter what you face in your life, if you have the identity of a learner, I can learn. I've never been here before. I'm inexperienced. I have no familiarity in this environment, but I can learn. Based on the past of where I've come from, I've learned a lot of things. And based on what's in front of me, I can learn more. This is how you survive and thrive. Think about that. Good morning. I love you. Okay, so final thing on the money mindset, break it into 4 categories. Does it serve me? Does it not serve me? Is it my thought or is it not my thought? This gives you distance from the thought. Awareness is the first level of change. When you give yourself distance, you can make decisions. When you choose the thoughts you think, we choose only thoughts that serve us. We pour it into our belief. We connect it to our identity. When you shift your identity, you become a different person. Your bank account goes up. It's just natural. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, William. Hola. All right, so we covered a lot of ground today. Come up for air. Deep breath, Allison. Deep breath. Breathe. Breathe. We're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. If you're new here, my name is Will. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit. Sometimes we get into money mindset and sometimes we cry. That's okay. It's good for you. Got to cleanse the body from time to time. Good morning. Oh my gosh. What we talked about earlier is how broke people, middle class, and rich people use money differently. Hola, Eddie, with her grippy little hands. Good morning, Eddie. You want to get a little bit deeper into how we find the assets and get the money? Let's do that next. All right, if you're a business owner, type B in the chat. If you're an employee, type E in the chat. If you are in between jobs and you lounge on the couch, just type L in the chat for lounge. Employee, hold on, I missed Mr. Phil. What did Mr. Phil say? All appointments, any appointments you're missing today? How dare you? Probably. Good morning, Mr. Phil. Jose, good morning, Jose. Good to see you, Dallas, Texas. Let's get all of the above, Diana. I dig it. Okay, trying to catch up. All right, so here we go. Mr. Phil, that's so good. I've got redundancy built into my game now, okay? I got reminders, I've got alerts, I've got alarms. I'm late. Explain like I'm Devin. Who is that? Oh my gosh, not a regular dad. You are my new best friend. Okay, explain like I'm Devin. We buy asset. Asset give money. Money pay bill. Bill pay money from asset we free. Got it? Good morning. Good morning. I love you. Not a regular dad. Is Devin still in here? I kind of hope so and I kind of hope not. Good morning. We asset money, money bill pay asset, we free. Good morning. We free. Let's go, Jose. Everybody can understand. I hope Devin's here, but I also kind of hope she's not. Good morning. All right. Let's get into this. Business owner, employee, let's walk through some of the concepts. We haven't talked about this in quite some time, but let me go through some of the game. Name of the game. If we are driving on the highway, let's say Allison and I are cruising through Louisiana. Driving on the highway. Allison's driving. I'm riding on the side. We free. Free Jose. Let's do it. And I look at Allison's speedometer. I reach over and I go, Allison, you're doing 35 miles per hour. Can I legally tell Allison to speed up? Yes or no? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Can I legally tell Allison to speed up? We see the Louisiana speed limit sign on Highway 10. Can I tell her to speed up? Yes or no? Of course I can. What does the law say, Diana? Diego? What does it say? The law states that the fastest I can drive on this roadway is 65. I look at Allison's speedometer, and it says 35 miles an hour. I say, hey, Allison, you know you can legally speed up. This is tax savings. This is road law. Tax law is what you utilize to pull down your taxable income and save money. I'm going to show you step by step how we do it now. If you're new here, good morning. Let me know in the comments what state you're tuning in from. Allison is pulling over. Why am I driving? I knew as soon as I said that. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, how do I put that back in? Like, oh no. You're right. You're right. Fair, fair. Good morning, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Missouri. Good morning, New Jersey. Good morning, Missouri. Double Missouri action this morning. My name is Will. I'm in Texas. It's nice to meet you. If you want to hang out with us every day, just come up here and tap on the follow button. Good morning, Puerto Rico. Boricua. New York. Good morning, Scotland. Not 70? Maybe. Maybe. Scotland. What's up, Batman? Good morning, Georgia. Good morning, Yvette. Good morning. All right, so here's the name of the game. What does tax law state? Tax law is just a list of incentives. It's a law passed by Congress that allows us to use it to our advantage, if you know how to use it. We're going to enter into two categories, but everything falls under the umbrella of ownership. You got to own something. Pa que tú lo sepas. Mi nombre el guapo y mi palabra es la ley. ¿Sí? ¿Comprende? Me llamo el guapo y mi palabra es la ley. Everything under the umbrella of ownership. So, if you're an employee, you have to understand you don't have very many tax deductions. So there's not a lot you can do because you don't own anything. You don't own your job. Somebody else owns your job. The business owner that you work for, they own it. They get the deductions. How many of you are an employee but you want to buy assets? Type A in the chat for assets. And let's go through this. Good morning. Good morning. Es todo. Oh, hola. Good morning. Buenos dias. How many of you want to buy assets? Type A. Airbnb. Rental properties. Short-term rental. Allison's been saying she's wanted to buy assets for how many years now, Allison? Good morning. So, assets is one way to unlock ownership. IRS form Schedule E. I'm going to give you some examples of this. By buying assets, you can now subtract the expenses from the asset from your taxable income. You can take the Schedule E, attach it to your 1040. This is your individual tax return form that can pull down your taxable income. I'm going to give you examples of how an employee can do this in a second. So if you want to learn how to do this, make sure you stick around. I'm going to show you. If you're a business owner, type B in the chat for business owner. After all the assets, good morning. Good morning. After all of them, I want them all. B, business owner. So now when you're a business owner, depending on how your business setup is, you're already in ownership because you own the business. At the very core of this, there's the Schedule C tax form. Turo business, let's go. The Schedule C tax form allows you to add your income from the business and subtract your expenses from the business. On your Schedule C, if you have a net loss, you would attach the Schedule C to your 1040, just like as an employee, as an asset owner, and that can pull down your taxable income. What? You can do both. If you're a business owner, you can own a business and you can own assets. But I need you to understand the core of tax law is ownership. One more time, everybody type O in the chat. If you don't own, there's not much incentive. But one of the misunderstandings about tax savings and tax law is that you have to be rich or it's for the billionaires and billionaires only. That's not how tax law works. Tax law doesn't discriminate based on your wealth. It discriminates based on if you're following tax law or not. Do you own things? I'm just an employee. Well, you want to buy some assets? No. Okay, do you want to open a business? No. Okay, then prepare to get destroyed in taxes. So, okay, I want to buy assets. Cool. When we buy assets, we do this. I own a business. Cool. Let me show you. Come here. If you're new here, good morning. My name is Wettis Willius. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit. Can you have losses or both? For sure. Yeah. I'll walk through. I'll show you Schedule C. I'll show you a 1040. We'll go through an 1120S. I'll show you, if you want to nerd out, we'll go into tax forms. I'm going to open up tax savings calls, but I want you to understand I don't have unlimited capacity. I'm going to show you a little bit of my CPA availability. I own a CPA tax firm. I've got some CPAs that can help, but I don't have unlimited capacity. I'm going to open up free tax savings calls. If you want to sit down and estimate tax savings, you want to talk about these things as it relates to your specific situation, you can book a free tax savings call, but it's not unlimited. If you want to save your spot, go to my TikTok profile. When you get to my TikTok profile, just tap on my site. When the site pops up, it says free tax savings call. Go there, book your spot, save your spot, tell me what you've got going on. We'll sit down and estimate tax savings together. Dave and Quinn, DQ. Everybody type DQ in the comments. When you save your spot for a free tax savings call, you're going to hear from Dave or Quinn. You're going to see their calendar. I want you to save time. They help me coordinate these tax savings calls. DQ, good morning. Licensed in Nevada. I'm in all 50 states. So my name is Will. I live in Texas. I own a CPA firm. I am in all 50 states, including Nevada. When you book a tax savings call, this is where we can estimate tax savings together. You can't just go to my website and buy something. I don't offer that because my relationship with you is going to be that I return more in tax savings than you pay me. In my contracts, that's a guarantee. What? I guarantee you in my contracts, like Section 3, giant bold print, I guarantee you by contract that I will return you more in tax savings than you pay me. Does that sound like a good guarantee? Type G in the chat for guarantee. So if you want to book a tax savings call, I want to sit down and estimate if I can help you first. Then we talk about hiring if that's what you want to do. To book one of those tax savings calls, go here. How do you get there? TikTok profile, tap on the site. When you tap on that and you fill that out, you're going to get on the calendar with Dave or Quinn. They help me do the scheduling. So Dairy Queen, DQ. Dave, D, Quinn, Q. Cool? All right, let's get into it. If you want to do that, how do I get to the TikTok profile? You see the green face? It should be in the corner somewhere up here. Tap on the green face there, and it should pop up down there. Tap on the green face again. All right, let's go to Tax Savings 101. You want to do assets first or business owner first? Type A for buying assets. So no matter who you are, if you buy assets, there's tax savings. Type A. If you want to do business owner stuff, type B. What do you want to do first? Good morning. Allison says A. Rico says B. Julie says A. Let me know in the comments, boss. Assets, sweet face, who can't ever be on time, by the way. She says A, so her vote doesn't count. Let's go here. Let me show you some of the core. Matt, let's go. Okay, Matt said A. We're going to go with assets. I want you to understand some of the basics of this. So I teach a training towards the end of the year about zeroing out your tax bill, and then we talk about the runway. So the runway, just so you know, the tax year ends December 31st. So you have between today, which is August 19th, through the end of the year, which is December 31st. You have a handful of months left to do something about your tax bill. You're earning income in 2026, but if you're not subtracting stuff through deductions or tax credits, you're going to get destroyed. So this is your runway. And that line right there, when it ends, is December 31st. And if you don't do any tax planning, tax strategizing, finding tax savings, you are going to hit the runway, bounce, and then fly off the end and have a tax bill. So that is the end of the road. Although we've come to the end of the road, boys to men, okay, it doesn't matter. So we can do some things about this. We can go out there and we can buy assets that produce profit. I'm going to show you some examples of this. Can I show you behind the scenes of some tax bills I've seen before? Type Y for yes, type N for no. This one's going to be painful. I need to get assets. That's what I'm saying. Sweet face, how are you going to get assets if you don't show up? Okay, I promise that was last time. Yes? Okay, this is one of my clients. Before she came to me, I'm like, hey, upload your tax returns. Let's take a look at them. I'll give you some estimations. She earned $358,000 in income. Can y'all see this? You can't even see it. Stand by. Over here. Can y'all see that now? I have to wait. There's like a delay. Okay, here we go. Here's her income. $358,000. Cool. Not so cool. Here's what she owes the IRS. Oh! Could you imagine cutting a $95,000 check to Uncle Sam? Oh! No way. Good morning, El Gazo. No way, Jose. So what can I do? Understand, you have plenty of time, but you don't have any time to waste. This is the runway from today to December 31st at midnight is when you have availability and time to do this. I'm going to nerd out a little bit in just a minute. I'll show you the tax forms, but let's go here. Let's talk about asset acquisition. So let me show you one of our clients. Went out there, bought a self-storage facility. This self-storage facility has 3 buildings on it. Everybody type 3 in the comments. It's going to be relevant in just a second. There's 3 buildings on it. I'm in. Let's go, Allison. That's what I was saying yesterday. That's what I'm saying. 3. So when you buy assets, just core foundation, you can't subtract or depreciate dirt, but you can subtract or depreciate from your taxes the improvements. So when I say there's 3 buildings on this self-storage facility, you can add up the economic value of some of the things inside this building and subtract it from your taxes. That's not dirt. Now that's asphalt. Asphalt is improvement on dirt. So I can add up the economic value of the asphalt, and I can take that economic value as a subtraction from my taxes. I can add up the economic value of the self-storage building, the concrete, the roll-up doors, the electricity, the incoming electrical amperage. I can add all of that economic value up, and I can subtract that from my taxes. How many of you want to learn about self-storage? Type S in the chat. If we get time, we'll evaluate 2 self-storage properties today. How many of you want to analyze, find self-storage? Type S. So one of my clients comes to me. He's like, I think he owed, I don't remember his tax bill, but he earned like $200,000 or $300,000 in income. And he's like, man, I need some help. Same kind of thing. It's August 19th. Is there anything I can do before the end of the year to affect my tax bill? I said, well, there's a lot of things we can do. We'll implement some of that, but we might be left with some other stuff. Do you also want to buy assets? He goes, yeah. Especially as an employee, you can do this, business owner too. So we do something, we buy the asset, and we're going to add up all the economic value. Let me break down depreciation. Let's understand these words. Depreciation. If I go to the store today and I buy a brand new TV, I'm going to pay full price for the TV. Then I watch the TV, I get home today, and I'm like, I'm late. Renee, are you even working today? Oh my gosh, how are you late? You have no excuses. Oh my gosh, you and Sweetface into the corner. So I go to the store, I buy a TV today, I bring it home, I don't like it. Tomorrow I have a garage sale. When I sell that TV at a garage sale, can I sell it for the same price I paid for it, or do I sell it for less? Type S for same, type L for less. Do I sell it for the same price that I paid for it at the store brand new, or do I sell it for less at the garage sale? $40, Bob. $40. Less. I'm dealing with a client building one today. Let's go! Dude, I love it. Less. That's depreciation. I bought the TV brand new at the store. I sell it at a garage sale. I have to sell it for less. It went down in value. That's what depreciation means. Well, when you step into ownership and you buy a self-storage facility, oh no, Jason, did I make another one? When you buy a self-storage facility, the IRS says because you're an owner, that's tax law, because you're an owner, you can add up the economic value of the depreciation. The roll-up doors eventually wear out, rust out, and break down. That's depreciation. It's worth less. The asphalt paving, it cracks, it breaks. That's worth less. So we do something called a cost segregation study. My CPA team, a team of engineers come out, we add up all the economic value of those things that can depreciate. This is what a cost segregation looks like. Self-storage partitions and roll-up doors, there's an economic value to that. We're going to add up all of these components. Security camera systems, electrical service components. So everything in the 7-year class life cycle, everything in the 15-year class life cycle, asphalt paving, so on and so forth. In conclusion, his year 1 deduction is $238. Everybody type 238. And let me explain this to you. $238,000 is his year 1 deduction. What? Come here. Check this out. Let's, over here. His year 1 deduction, $238,000. So he can subtract, if he chooses to, accelerate it, all in the first year, placing the asset in service, all that kind of stuff. Whether you're an employee or a business owner, you can do this. So if his income, hypothetically, was $238,000, and he takes a year 1 deduction of $238,000, in the comments, let me know, what is his taxable income? If his income was $238,000, and he fully accelerates the depreciation on that asset of 238, what is his taxable income? Will you let me know in the comments? There's Grabby Grubby Eddie. Good morning. What is it, 0? There's nothing left to tax. So his taxable income, and this example is nothing. Nada. Nada. So if he's at a 25% tax rate, anything times 0 also equals 0. If he would have stayed there, 25% times 238, and he didn't buy it, let's go here. So we're going to go to $238,000 times 0.25. What's his taxable income? $59,000. That's his tax bill. So he would have paid $59,000 in taxes. Instead, because he bought an asset, accelerated out. What? How do you carry depreciation into the next year? You just carry it. There's a couple of different ways to do this. Let's say his income, to answer your question, was $138,000. Well, he would zero out his taxes, but he would have carry forward of $100,000. So when he starts next year, he's got $100,000 waiting for him on January 1st. What? I'm telling you, we got you, baby. Good morning. If you're new here, my name is Will. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets that produce profit. If you want to hang out with us every day, we also talk about tax savings, maximizing all kinds of stuff. I'm going to get a little bit deeper in this because you gave me full consent earlier, so I'm going to have my way and do what I desire to do to help you find tax savings. If you didn't get a chance and you want to save your spot for a free tax savings call, you can do this now. I do not have unlimited capacity, but if you go to my TikTok profile, it's going to say free tax savings call. Hey, Connecticut. Wait, why Connecticut? Why California? That's the opposite. Anyway, good morning. Good morning, Melissa. TikTok profile, good morning again. When you tap on my site, the site pops up and it says free tax savings call. So if you want to save your spot, go there to save your spot. I don't have unlimited capacity. I don't have an infinite number of CPAs that can help you, but if you want help, TikTok profile, tap on the site, it pops up, it says free tax savings call. On this call, we will estimate tax savings together. Cool? When you fill that out, tell me a little bit about what you've got going on. If you're a business owner, if you're an employee, all that stuff. And then keep an eye out from DQ. You're going to get on their calendar. Dave and Quinn help me schedule. So Dave's calendar, Quinn's calendar. DQ, Dairy Queen. Cool? Cool. All right, y'all want to do some business owner stuff? What do y'all want to talk about? We could talk about hiring your kids in your business. Type K in the chat. We could talk about S Corporation. We could talk about Augusta Rule. We could talk about the path to zero in taxes. We could talk about deducting travel, vacations. What do y'all want to talk about? Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Let's go here. How many of you want to learn how to hire your kids in business? Type K. Diana, vacations. Okay, let's talk about that. You want to do vacations? Augusta Rule? Okay, let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote. If you want to talk about hiring your kids in your business, type K. If you want to talk about the Augusta Rule, renting your house to your business, and receiving that money tax-free 14 days or less, type A in the chat. If you want to talk about deducting your vacations, type V in the chat. You tell me, what do y'all want to cover? Why can't we be friends? You tell me, boss. A and V, V first. All right, okay, you live too far away. What'd you talk about? All right. Come here. All right, because Diana's so specific, we're gonna start with that. Let's go through an agenda of tax savings. Hey, Teresa, good morning, Teresa Bean. Let's talk all things tax savings. All right, let's get inventory so we don't get lost. We're gonna talk about vacations. Then what did you say? You said A. Okay, so we just covered assets. We'll come back to that. And then I saw somebody in the chat said, how do I hire my kids in my business? So this is going to be our agenda. We'll probably go vacations, hiring kids. Oh, Augusta. Augusta was A. Augusta. All right. So let's cover this. If you're a business owner, type B in the chat. If you want to buy assets, type A in the chat. I'm going to show you how this is relevant no matter where you're at. No matter what you got going on financially, I'm going to walk you through how we do this. And if you're new here, good morning. My name is Wet Willie. We go live all the time. If you want to hang out with us, just tap on the follow button. Because B and A. Okay, cool. So, how many of you are planning a trip, travel? Where are you going? Give me location in the chat. Florida, California. Maybe you're in Houston, Texas, and you're going to come to Austin, Texas to visit. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing specifically. B, Wet Willie, where are you going? Where are you going? Orlando, Greece. Devin, you're still in here? Good morning, Devin. Greece. Where else are we going? Anybody else going anywhere? Georgia. Good morning, Georgia. Chicago. What's up, Chicago? Love Chicago. Italy. Sedona, Arizona. Houston, H-Town. All right, so check this out. If I have a business or if I own assets and I want to deduct my trips, here's one of the ways that we would stack this. This is called sandwiching, the sandwich method. So let's take a calendar. Let's say this is Sunday, this is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, this is Friday, this is Saturday. So we got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You ready? Florida, I'll come to Big T. Want to hang out? Let's do it. Only if we can get barbecue, baby. Jason, you need no teeth to eat my beef. You hear what I'm saying? So let's say you're going to travel somewhere. Let's say you're going to come to Austin, Texas. That's what I'm saying, Sweetface. Sweetface, you can't even be on time. Who are you talking about? You would miss your flight. So if I fly into a location on a Thursday, the day that I fly into a location is counted as a travel day. That travel day would be tax deductible. If Jason's flying from Missouri to Austin, Texas, that's a travel day. If Devin's flying from Virginia to Houston, Texas, that's a travel day. This day is tax deductible. That's day one. Everybody type 1 in the chat. We're going to take inventory of the tax savings that we've got. Just type 1 in the comments. Travel day, tax deductible. 1. Allison, Houston to Austin, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. The next day, Jason wakes up. Jason's got a business. He's going to go have business meetings in the morning. Maybe he starts with talking with a prospective customer. Maybe he's in the manufacturing business. He's meeting with a new manufacturer. Whatever he's going to do. Friday morning, the rules around this get specific, like you need to work 4 hours. So maybe from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., Jason has business meetings. In those business meetings, he's going to document who, what, when, why, and how it is business related. Well, I met with a prospective customer Friday morning, and we talked business stuff. I gave them a proposal. I pitched them on my product and service. I gave them pricing. I document who I met with, what we talked about, when we met. I've got a selfie. I've got a receipt. I've got documentation that we had an actual meeting. I'm going to take all that documentation and I'm going to add it to my calendar. So if I need that information in the future, it's all documented. Then Jason takes off in the afternoon and he has a little personal time. He goes to visit Austin, Texas. He goes to the comedy club. He gets some barbecue. He goes out for drinks. Friday is deductible because Jason worked in the morning. That's day number 2. Type 2 in the chat. Does looking at retreat locations count? Looking at retreat locations count. Diana, for what? What retreat locations? Everybody in the comments, type 2. 2 days. So now we've got 2 days. Day 1, day 2. Saturday is a weekend. That's not a business day. That's a personal day. Oh, that's day 3. Sunday, that's also a personal day. Federally, it's not a work day. So that's also deductible. So far, we've deducted 4 days. You ready? Good morning, Frijole! Hola, mi amigo! Jason wakes up Monday morning. Maybe Jason wants to look at assets. He's an employee, but he wants to buy assets. So he has a meeting scheduled with a real estate agent. Maybe Jason does have a business and he's meeting more business meetings. He meets from 6 a.m. for coffee to 10 a.m. with prospective customers. He meets with real estate agents to look at homes that are being listed. Whatever the business that he's in, he's now deducted Monday. Monday evening, it's all to Jason. Doing personal stuff, more barbecue, more beer, more comedy club, more stuff around town. He's going to Town Lake. He's checking out the sights, the scenery. He's deducted day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Tuesday is a travel day. Jason flies home. Now he's deducted a travel day. Good morning, futuristic glass doors. Good morning. So Jason took a 6-day trip and Jason deducts all 6 days. Does this make sense? Type 6 in the chat. Jason worked Friday morning. Jason worked Monday morning. And he deducted 6 days. What? What? And in between his business meeting, he sandwiched his vacation. Does this make sense? What are the things that Jason can deduct? Jason got on an airplane. Can Jason deduct his flight? Yes or no? Let's go! Can he deduct his flight? Yes or no? Jason stays at a hotel or an Airbnb. Can Jason deduct his hotel or his Airbnb? Y for yes, N for no. Jason's got to eat while he's on this trip. Can Jason deduct the food? Yes or no? Jason gets a rental car. While he's here, he rents a Cybertruck. He's like, I'm done with these diesels. Let's see what electric's like. Can he deduct the rental car? Food, parking, dry cleaning at the hotel, 100%. 100%. All of that. What? It's the sandwich method. You just sandwich in your vacation in between the work. He's deducted the trip from Thursday to Tuesday. That's the game. So that's one of the ways that you do that. There's an entire strategy around this, a little bit of documentation, but we have systems that we built. We just give it to our clients. They bolt it on to what they're doing. And then you just attach the documentation to your calendar. If you ever need it for audit reasons, it's there. And you're clean. Squeaky clean, baby. So that's one level of the game. If you didn't get a chance and you want to book a free tax savings call, I offer these. If you want to sit down and estimate tax savings together, if you feel like your CPA is asleep at the wheel, if you feel like your accountant is not saving you money on taxes and you need help with that, that's why I offer these free tax savings calls. I don't have a limited CPA capacity. I have CPAs. I'm in all 50 states. We help people that lower their taxes all the time, but I don't have a limited capacity. If you want to sit down and estimate tax savings together, I offer these for free. Go to my TikTok profile. When you tap on my site, this will pop up. When that pops up, you can save a spot on our calendar. We'll sit down and talk about and estimate tax savings together. Where are you at? How do you earn your income? What are you interested in doing? Do you want to buy assets? Do you want to hire your kids? All that kind of stuff. Cool? So if you need that, go to my TikTok profile. How do you get to my TikTok profile to get to my site to get to here? You see the green face? It's also on the TikTok Live. It's in the top corner. Tap on the green face once. When you tap on the green face, it'll pop up again. Tap on the green face. It then takes you to my TikTok profile. Tap on the site, goes there. Cool? Cool. All right. How many of you want to learn how to hire your kids? We're going through our agenda. We talked about vacations. Now we'll talk about hiring kids. We went through assets. We're just going strategy by strategy by strategy. How Diego, you want to learn how to hire your kids? Type K in the chat, or you want to move on to something else. You're the boss. My kids are older though. Over 18, are they in college? How many of you have kids that are in college? Type C. Augusta, Jason, kids, okay. Allison, okay, if you've got kids in college, let me show you a little bit of the game. We'll talk about kids that are under the age of 18, then we'll talk about kids that are in college, 2 over 18, 1 is 15. Okay, let's cover all of it. So if you've got kids, let's get into this, tax savings. So in the United States, you can legally hire your kids to work inside of your business. There's 4 rules that we have to follow, but as a business owner, you can hire your kids to work in your business. You can pay your children a maximum of $16,100, which is the standard deduction, by the way. So you can pay your kids a maximum of $16,100. If your kids are under the age of 18, they would receive all of that money income tax free. And if you're doing it properly, you would also avoid self-employment tax, which includes Social Security tax and Medicare tax. How do they receive that money tax free? The business deducts it from the business taxes. So you as the parent would pay $16,000 less in taxable income. So on average, your savings is going to be about $3,000 a year per kid. Your kids would file a tax return. They would take the standard deduction. Standard deduction currently is $16,100. So if they had income of $16,000 and they deducted $16,000, what is their taxable income? Let me know. Let's go! What is their taxable income? 16 minus 16 equals what, boss? $16 minus 16 equals zero, nothing. There's nothing to tax. So your kids don't pay any income tax. When you pay them the right way through a sole proprietorship, even if you have an S corp, good morning, Paulie G, then they don't pay federal income tax and they don't pay self-employment tax, Social Security, and Medicare. Oh, cool. Now there's 4 rules before you do this. Rule number 1 is your kids have to do real work. You can't say your kids work in your business and they don't actually work in your business. Number 2, the kids have to do work that matches their age. If you've got a 3-year-old driving forklifts around your warehouse, that's suspicious. What are you doing? I'm an electrician. My 4-year-old wiring a panel. No, you're not. No, stop it. Number 3, you got to pay them fair market value, and then the job has to be ordinary and necessary to your line of work. My kid is pulling a diesel engine. Let's go. Come on. Get the chain, baby. Pull that thing out. Come on now. Sus, Allison, sus. So these are the 4 rules. Real work, job match their age, you pay them fair market value, and it's got to be ordinary and necessary. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. When you do those things, now you legally pay your kids for the work they perform. The kids receive the money income tax free. It goes into a bank account. If your kid's 9 years old, 15 years old, 11 years old, who controls the money? Who's the guardian or custodian on your kid's bank account? Modeling for advertising, 100%. Who is the guardian custodian? Who controls the money? Let me know in the chat. Your kid's 9, your kid's 6, your kid's 4, your kid's 11, your kid's 13. The parents. The parents control the money. Then you can do whatever you want to do with the money. We talk about the tax law all the time, Revenue Ruling 73-393. You can do whatever you want with the money. You can feed your kids, you can buy them PlayStation, you could set aside money in a Roth IRA for an investment account. The grandparents can open a 529. You can contribute to the 529 college savings plan. There's a lot of stuff you can do. But this is a flow where $16,000 comes off of your taxable income. 1 kid, $16,000. 2 kids, that's $32,000 comes off. But if you're in college, if you have kids in college, there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. Let me show you how to do this. How many of you have kids in college and you're just sending them money? Type C in the chat. So they're in college. Hey, mom. Hey, dad. I need $100. You send them cash. Type C. Hey, mom. Hey, dad. Send them cash. Okay, Yvette. Let's take 2 parents. You ready? Yep. Allison. Stop it. Kids in college. All right. So let's take 2 parents. Missouri schools don't allow it. They're not in college, and I'm... So let's take parent 1. You ready? So parent 1. Parent 1's right here. Let's say parent 1 wants to send their kids $10,000. They're not in college. Parent 1 wants to send their kid $10,000. So they want to send their kids $10,000, but the parent earned that income. So now let's say they have to pay 25% taxes. So what's left over is $7,500 after the parent paid taxes on income the parent earned. So then what's happening is the kid only gets $7,500. So let's take inventory. The kid received $7,500, and the IRS, in this example, received $2,500. So let's color this up so we can stay on track. Red, bill, green, cash to kid. So that's parent 1. Parent 1 wanted to send $10,000 to their kid that's in college. They had to pay tax on the money. $7,500 is what the kid nets in college because they had to prioritize Uncle Sam first. Okay, that's one option. Let's go to parent number 2. Parent number 2 has a business. Parent number 2 wants to hire the kid in the business to help the business. So they hire the kid. Let's say they put the kid on 1099. And they hire the kid to do work, to do social media, to do bookkeeping, do accounting, to do whatever you're going to hire your kid to do, whatever their skill set is, whatever they're interested in, whatever your business needs. So then you're going to pay the kid on 1099 and you're going to give them $10,000. Then the kid is going to pay for a laptop because they've got to provide for their 1099 business and provide support for the customers and clients they have. So they pay for a laptop. Maybe they've got software they have to pay for. Maybe they've got this, maybe they've got that. Maybe your kid goes to college far away. Maybe you live in Louisiana and they go to USC and they have to buy a plane ticket, I don't know, before Thanksgiving. Because before Thanksgiving you get this big product launch and you need them to fly home. So you pay for the ticket, or the kid on their 1099 pays for the flight. So they're going to deduct that cost. And then when we're all done with that project, now they can turn into kid, they can come back home and we can do like Thanksgiving stuff. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. So now they've deducted that. When it's all said and done, let's say their net profit on this business is $1,000. And they're at one of the lowest tax rates, so let's just call it 10%. 10% on a net profit of $1,000 means their tax bill is $100. So just take an inventory. They net $9,900. They paid $100 in taxes. Let's just take full inventory. This is the net. This is Uncle Sam's cut. So here we go. Inventory. Parent 1 gives their kid $7,500, gives Uncle Sam $2,500. Parent 2 gives their kid $9,900, the kid pays $100 in taxes. Which one would you rather be? Type 1 for parent 1, type 2 in the comments for parent 2. Which would you rather be? Your kids are in college, you're sending them money. Which one would you rather be? Good morning. Say what? What's up, Paulie G? Good morning. If you're new here, my name is Will. We go live all the time. We learn how to buy assets and maximize tax savings. If you want to hang out with us every day, just come up here and tap on the follow button. My parents would never. Good morning, Renee. I hope you survive at work today. Good morning. If you didn't get a chance and you want to save your spot for a free tax savings call, they're in there available right now. I don't know if there's any more availability. I don't have unlimited capacity with my tax team. I own a CPA tax firm. If you need tax savings help, you can go save your spot. I would do it right now. No, I got you, Allison. I'm going to help you out. Just go tap on my TikTok profile on my site. When you're in my TikTok profile, tap on the site, then you can book a free tax savings call. If you want to sit down and estimate some tax savings together, happy to help. This is how you would do it. So when you go to my TikTok profile, tap right here, goes to tax savings call. If there's availability, you can save your spot. We'll sit down and do that. I would go do that now if you want to. And then we'll sit down and estimate it. Good morning. Good morning, Allison. What am I going to do with you? It's a mess. Okay, we covered so much ground today. We did get a chance. I wanted to get deeper into how assets scale, kind of contrast buying assets versus dividend stock investing. I want to look at self-storage and foreclosure, home equity line of credits, the Burr method, self-storage, but I ran out of time. So I love you. I appreciate you, but we got to dip. We got to grease. We got a piece. We got to get out of here. I hope you learned something today. Hope you found value in this, but we are running out of time. So I'll catch you on the flip. If you didn't get a chance to book your tax savings call, go do it now. Bruh, I just got here. Bruh, I've been here since 7. It's now 10 o'clock. I did 3 hours. 3 hours. You slept in. You're late. Come on, man. Oh my gosh. What is going on, Renee? Sweetface hasn't been here for a month. Oh my God. What else are you doing? All right, I got a piece. Have a good day. I'll catch you on the flip. I'll catch you on the flop. Adios. Peace out. As always, we get assets that produce profit. The profit when greater than expenses, you're financially free. Good morning. Peace. We gone.